Lord. Easy, right? This part needs to come down and lift the mic up. That's why I put some slack in it. I already put the slack in. Nah. Well, you could do it that way,
Y'all
but
know we're not muted now, right?
Are we not?
Yeah, I just noticed we're not muted. So
that and then lift the mic up. This part up. Well, you can lift that part up. You gotta lift it up.
I just sent out a tweet.
All right.
And post about it.
We good. Waiting on Zaya.
That's all.
We're not muted. It's all good.
Nobody said anything too crazy.
I'm on there, and our voices were coming in loud and clear, bro.
Scroll down. It may be another audio channel. No,
at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, now it's mute. That's weird. Now it's y'all heard it.
Mm-mm.
I played it, so I'm not.
No, it's
tripping.
right there. No, it's right there's the other audio channel.
I know.
All right, we ready.
Am I moving my neck?
See, someone said smacking in my ear.
Glad y'all didn't say
I think
anything
that's right.
crazy.
Yeah, that sure was.
Nah, we ain't say anything crazy.
Right.
Hey, right.
When Rod hungry, boy, he be hungry, man.
I don't care about nobody.
All right, well, we here.
We hear that.
Might sound good though.
All right, cool.
Everything sound good?
You just heard it.
Can they
Fucking with you.
I'm not tired of y'all, bro.
can they see us?
Yeah, you right there.
I see
that
me.
was the worst question.
Oh,
That was the worst question. All you gotta do is look up. Who do you think that is, Nick?
I thought it was just the production camera.
You thought it was a mirror app?
I didn't see it on the screen. I saw it on that screen though. I didn't see it on YouTube. I thought we were still. Oh, okay, got you. See, look, nigga.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry, Nick.
I mean, you know.
That's a long ass delay because there's still no video. Are y'all
Not
sure
now.
it's a delay? Cause
It is a delay.
how long is a fucking delay?
Did you push play?
Jesus. Oh.
Boy, why we always got to start like this?
It's a live stream, right? I thought it just streamed. Okay, no, we're good now.
Oh man, y'all fucking. We good to go? Oh, one more second. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Did y'all all see it just today or yesterday?
We saw it.
Oh, you saw opening night.
Yeah. Friday, yeah.
Trying to set the mood for y'all, motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Grown and sexy. You know
Oh,
what I'm
my.
saying? Woo, woo, woo.
Oh, okay, blue light.
You know what I'm saying?
Child, this shit tangled as a motherfucker.
How many motherfuckers we got in here?
How did that even happen?
Let me pull up a little bit more, so I can get a little loose.
Oh.
We ain't that late. Chill out.
We're not late. We're on time. We right here. We talking to y'all. What y'all want to
You
know?
know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What y'all want to know?
What y'all want to talk about?
Y'all watch
You said
Insecure?
what?
Someone said they love the hair.
Thank you, boo.
Yeah, just
I appreciate that.
I got a fucking headache.
What you say?
So I have a headache.
Hey.
Oh, I didn't know, but
You thought he was saying some shit.
when I left the house.
That episode just really fucked her
Nah,
up.
she thought she was
Look,
being-
man, triggered.
She thought you were being geeky.
I'm triggered.
Hey, I love Kiki, man. I've been loving her since Aquila and the Bee. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. If she cussing me out or not.
Hey y'all, check out our Harder They Fall review. That'll be dropping probably Thursday
Okay, with the promo.
or Friday this week.
Yeah, that's all I keep it to.
Nah, we gonna stick to it,
I'll
bro.
wait to ask my question.
Drink it on a
About the
Monday.
Thanksgiving
Yep.
stuff.
Yes,
Yes.
we are. Oh,
At the end. So go ahead and get it, Nick.
y'all were gonna say yes. We are doing super chats. Save your. You can put the comments in, but we will read them out until the end of the episode or to the show. I'm sorry.
It needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna have one. So so throughout the show, you can leave a super chat if you have a comment about whatever we're discussing, or just your overall thoughts about the show. But if you have any questions, then save those towards the end, and we'll do 20 minutes or so for questions.
Yeah.
Depending on how long we're running, because we don't want to be on here too long. But you can leave a super chat with your comments all night long.
Got it. Aren't the questions only in MCU?
Preferably.
Yeah.
Preferably. No one just ask us random like, did you review this album or y'all reviews that? Nah. This is frames.
Do y'all think Kendrick's album's coming out?
Yeah. Nah.
All right, we can go.
Let's go.
All right. What's going on? It's your boy Nikki Duce, aka Mr. No Disrespect, and you now tune into a live episode of the Frames Per Second podcast. We like to do these once a month, so we're going to continue on that pace. This recap or review will be dedicated to the highly anticipated new Marvel film titled, is it The Eternals or just Eternals?
Eternals.
Just Eternals? Okay.
For some reason,
Titled
name, bro.
Eternals.
I was about to say, that's not promising. You don't even know the
Eternals
name of this.
1998.
You don't know if it's the in front of it yet. But Chloe Zhao directed and kind of helped with the screenplay with this film as well. She's an Oscar-winning director, so it'll be. I was very interested in going into this film, seeing how everyone will react, because I have my thoughts. But joining us,
No Man Land, right?
huh?
No Man.
Yeah, she did No Man Land. Yep. Joining us on this review, we got the MCU general himself, Jalen. How you doing, sir?
Doing all right.
Variant FIFO. That's what they call you in the streets.
You still calling him that?
That nigga is Jalen.
Definitely Jalen.
Yeah.
So glad to have you on. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts because you saw it today, right?
No, I saw it last night.
Last night?
That's right.
So get it right.
I'm mixed. Are you? Yeah, I'm mixed. Because when I saw it,
No, it's not.
I was gonna say, does that make you see the movie different?
I'm mixed. Last night I left and I enjoyed it and I was happy about it. But the more I sat and thought about it, go ahead. The more I sat and thought about it, I think I still enjoyed it, but I think I have some gripes about it. So, I think it's more of a middle tier MCU movie. And my expectations was going to be top tier, and it wasn't that. So, but I think it's more middle tier. So, yeah.
All right.
What about you, Rob?
Middle tier?
Yeah, we won't get into why. The more I thought about it, the more I understand why I'm where I'm at.
I don't think it's middle tier. I think it's just a different direction for Marvel. You know what I'm saying? It's just not, and I like that. I like the fact that it's different. But just overall thoughts of it. That is it. I like they're challenging themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're doing something different, and I can appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So. No, I don't think I think it's too soon to call it middle tier, to be honest. I mean, if you compared it to the other ones, maybe, but I think for what they're trying to do right now, I think it was pretty good. I think it was pretty good. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting, but I can say it's pretty good.
Would you say the same thing too, Dave?
It was enjoyable enough, but I felt like they were doing so much and none of it really hit for me.
You felt the same way, Ken?
Yeah, I liked it. I definitely loved the middle and the end. I mean, not the middle and the end, but the beginning and the end. The middle, was expected, but overall, I think when I sat with, I was like, you know what? I think at the end I was like, man, I'm really enjoying this movie. I really like this movie, and I'm spot on with what Rod is saying. I agree 100%. It's just a new direction and a new way they want to go about doing this. I think people are coming in off the end game high, and I get it. So it's kind of hard to kind of reset and kind of take in what they're giving you as they move forward. So.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah, man, I actually agree with Rod. I think it's definitely too early to call this mid tier because this is definitely bottom tier. This was trash. This felt like a fucking TV1 sci-fi movie. So
Not TV1.
TV fucking one. UPN, bro.
Not UPN.
Yes. With good special effects.
No.
This was like if TV1 got a couple mil to do a good movie, and this was the best they could do. It looked beautiful.
Yes, it did. It did. I'll give you
The
that.
story was fucking trash.
Hmm.
Didn't give a fuck about none of these motherfuckers. What? None of these motherfuckers. All of them could die. And I'd be like, all right, cool, what's next? Especially the little David Bowie looking one. Like,
No.
That
No.
bitch.
none of these motherfuckers.
I'm with you on that one. I ain't like
Big
that
ass
bitch at all.
Superman, you know?
She did look like David
I'm
Bowie.
kind of
That's a hater ass bitch. I ain't like that. That's her. That's
I
her
knew you were in
superpower.
trouble because this is like one of your favorite groups, right? You had high expectations for this.
No,
I thought you fought with the Eternals.
Eternals is nobody's favorite group.
I thought you fought with the Eternals.
No, the idea of the Eternals is what I was fucking with, and I thought, and what I was watching, based off interviews and everything, this is what they were trying to go for being an Oscar. They wanted this to be their award.
They said that?
Like that was the basics behind it. That's what the casting is. You look at the cast,
Yeah.
this was going for. We're going for the awards. We're going for it. That's why the director is who she is. We're going for it. And
That's
the more
unfortunate.
the more I started thinking about it today, I was just like, nah, this wasn't as good as I came off an MCU high when I left the theater. And once I started sitting and thinking about it, I was like,
How many MCU movies have you had that high with after you love? Out of all of them.
most, because
Most
Shang-Chi, I was on a real high.
Well, that's Shang-Chi though. I'm talking about like if you go through all of the movies, like how many have you walked out with that same feeling? Like
a good
number. Okay,
a good number. I could say at least
percentage,
at least 80% of them.
80%.
Yeah.
Damn,
And I think that's what had me on the high when I left the theater last night.
that's a high number. 80% for
Exactly.
all those Marvel
I'm
movies.
with Marvel. It's like 80%. They usually knock it out the park for me. I
No,
know some
I-
people.
yeah.
It's sometimes it can be repetitive for some people, but I still enjoy it. But last night I felt good. I was talking about it on the phone, and then with my girlfriend, and I was like, I think it's a good movie. And then the more I thought about it today, I'm like, I started thinking about it.
One thing I do agree with you, like nobody really fuck with the Eternals like that. So this is like a
Talking about
Marvel-
comic book fans.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
yeah, they have their fan base, their following, but I never really cared about them like that. This is like a Marvel. I look at like what they're doing now is kind of like some of the deep cuts. Like they're trying to go get these characters and find these characters and put them on screen. But they had like 10. Like that's a lot.
That we don't know going into it.
Right.
That's for me. My overall thoughts is it's a decent movie because of how beautiful it is. But I'm with Mike leaning towards like the story was kind of just
You
meh.
wasn't that pretty.
And then it really just reminded me of like if the MCU did Days of Our Lives.
Yep.
Because that's what it felt like. It just felt like a long ass soap opera. Because most of this shit, because I'm going back to what Nate always talks about, like, what is it? Your antagonist can't be.
You want your antagonist. The story's only as good as the antagonist and as the obstacle. So if you have a weak antagonist, then your protagonist is gonna come off weak.
And I felt like the antagonist and protagonist of this film was love.
Was what?
Love.
Love was
Yeah.
the antagonist as well.
Because most of these motherfuckers, all they did was just based off of how they was off of love. Like it wasn't really like a big villain
Well, that's the protagonist. But how is the antagonist love?
because of what Rob Stark was doing.
He was so loyal that he was willing to kill his family
That's not
for.
love, man.
But that's how I took
Blind
it.
love.
Yeah,
I don't think he loved anything.
he definitely loved old girl
I
Cersei.
don't think he loved.
He ain't love
So
Cersei. What he did?
what I feel like this movie is what Dune is if there's not a part 1 and part 2. Like because
we
can feel
said
you
Doom
there.
was slow, but it was still good
Mhm.
because they were giving you so much exposition and developing the characters. And
Mhm.
they didn't do
Do
that,
that.
here. Like when I think
Yeah.
about it,
Okay.
I didn't fall in love with characters. No, like that's when I really started like, who did I really come from this movie and was like, that's my character. That's the person I'm really heavy with. And I didn't feel that because they didn't take the time to truly develop any character.
Yep.
And even the main characters didn't even feel like their story really had me drawn in to feel like I think I was just attached to the idea of what was going on and like what the like talking about the Celestials and me finally seeing that, finally having that part. Like I was attached to that more than anything. The idea what this movie could be and what they were going for,
Huh.
more than the characters and the development itself.
I-
I didn't connect to the Celestials at all. When I saw them, I was like, they look lame. It was
They
like a
look
big
the-
ass Galvatron.
The Iron Robot. Is it the Iron Robot?
Yeah, he
What's
did.
that cartoon?
Iron
The
Man.
Iron Giant.
Iron
Iron
Giant,
Giant.
yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't look that cool to me. And the idea of why they were trying to stop this, I was just like, I don't care. Because all of these characters were just so fucking lame.
I
Like-
feel. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
go
cut you
ahead,
off.
go
I
ahead.
feel like even to me, the way they did the sequencing and the time jumps took away the opportunity for me to have some sort of connection to the characters, because in these time jumps it gave you a little bit of backstory of how we got here, but it's like they kept inserting them in these weird places that it never became a cohesive story. It's like the cohesive story that they had, they broke up with doing these weird flashbacks, and it wasn't necessary. Like they could have gone in chronological order and I have felt something for how they got to this point. I might have felt like there was some sort of connection to the human race if I had had that storyline, but I feel like they broke it up and I don't get why.
You know what the problem with this was? This should have been part 2. Like there should have been a movie before this with these characters.
Yeah.
Because I didn't care that I don't want to be rude, but I don't remember the Asian guy's name. Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh.
I didn't care when he died.
Mhm.
Now, if
Oh.
we had a movie before this where they showed these characters and we got to connect with them, it would have made all of these scenes more impactful. Like the whole thing with the I don't remember her name either. The
Sprite.
David Bowie one.
We'll
When
get
she
to
was
it.
Right.
in love with
Yeah.
Icarus.
Icarus, but Icarus was in love with Cersei. There's like all this love triangle. Didn't give a fuck.
Because the
Not
way
at
we were
all.
even, the way we, I would have never guessed that she loved him until
No.
Until
it was told to me.
exactly.
Like, you loved him. Like, what? How
Exactly.
did that? Well, how was I supposed to know that? How was I supposed to feel that?
There should have been a whole ass movie before this.
Well, Ken and we can talk about it because Ken and Rod, like they have they.
Well, the film starts off with us reading, and that's usually like, okay. So they try to this film is doing so much backstory off rip that you could tell, like, because once I saw the film time, it was like 2 hours and 37 minutes. I'm like, God damn, that's an Avengers movie, not like a usual, debut origin story. So the film starts off with describing basically who the Celestials are, the Deviants, and the Eternals, and how they all connect and are related. And then we kind of just get introduced to them, 5,000 BC, as they're helping like the infancy of the human race, where you see them as basically cavemen and dealing and battling against the Deviants. What did y'all think when y'all first saw that opening scene and like seeing the Eternals and just knowing that short backstory, but just seeing them live action and what their powers are?
You talking about when the things was jumping out the water?
Yes.
I thought it
Run.
was cool for just the look of it. Like I liked Angelina's fight scene. That was cute to see her like jump around in her dress, but
Cute.
Yeah.
What?
That's crazy, y'all.
I had liked the beginning of it. I was sucked in the beginning. Like I in
It
the
was
beginning,
cute.
I fought with the scene them fighting. Everyone seemed like it. Everyone seemed they were showing their own powers, like their own identity in that way, and so I enjoyed that. So it brought me in the beginning, and I was ready for it.
Yeah, I had low expectations of that. I had low expectations of this movie in general because I didn't know who they were, and then just from the previews and real talk, I know you said that they were going for the Grammy, but anytime you try to bring an all-star cast together like this, it hardly ever works or whatever.
Yeah.
So I already knew that wouldn't work. But I don't know, man. When they came on the scene, I was like, oh, I'm sold. You know what I'm saying? Like the way the powers were coming off, it actually was was a lot for me. I was like, oh man, this actually, I'm buying into this. I'm buying into these characters, even because I thought I was gonna hate Angelina Jolie's character. I thought I was gonna hate her, but I actually thought she was one of the most complex characters, though.
I liked her character.
Yeah.
All right, we can go back to the complex part. But
Yeah, go ahead.
I do want to talk about how you said like the ensemble, like having an ensemble cast and like all-star cast doesn't usually work, but Marvel has done it repeatedly.
No, they
but what
haven't.
films?
We didn't know. You didn't know those characters. Did you
The
know
actors. You didn't know the actors.
You know those
Yeah, the
actors.
but you did when you came to Infinity War. You did when
But
you
that
came
was
to
after,
Endgame.
like,
But they've been
bunch of
established
movies.
as those
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah.
You don't have like
or
Rob Stark
I would say another.
or Jon Snow or Angelina Jolie in those movies. Like you don't know that. You know them for being those characters, with the exception of maybe Iron Man. What's his name?
Tony
Robert Downey.
Robert Downey.
Yeah, Robert Downey.
Like, that's his name now.
There we
That's his
go.
nigga name now, for real.
Right, for sure.
I mean, and we've reviewed movies who have on-star cast, and I think the reception has been.
Like Grammy nominated,
Oscar.
I always get those two. I don't know
So
why.
who's Oscar nominated besides Angelina?
Is
The
this really an
director.
all-star
The
cast?
director.
Okay, but that's not. Well, she doesn't count as an all-star cast. We're talking about the actors.
But we're talking about like names, like
Selma
anytime-
Hayek,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
probably nominated, or at least.
Best part of the whole film for me.
Boy, I'll tell you that. Hey, I'll follow her anywhere.
Me too.
Oh,
Hey, her name was Prime Eternal.
yeah, she had a little ball in her neck.
Hey, hey, Mike, we can't go there.
I'm not talking to you. You're nasty.
No, nigga, you nasty.
You're nasty. Get your minds out the gutter.
What's the ball in the neck, then?
Was not ball in her neck.
Why you like the ball in the
It
neck?
was cool. The front out and went back.
It was cool.
It came out.
And it went back in.
Went back in.
Came out. Went back in.
No, I'm just saying. That's really not what I meant, to be honest. But fine. I'll take
But
it.
yeah, she. Oh man,
But no, she was cool. I
She was
liked her
good.
character in this film. Angelina Jolie, to me, was the worst part of this fucking movie.
come on,
She
man.
was annoying, and you know what? It wasn't her
She
fault.
was annoying.
It wasn't her
but-
fault.
Cause she didn't say much.
But the thing about that's why I keep saying this should have been part 2,
Mm-hmm.
because then we would have cared that she's losing her mind. This movie basically started off and she's already losing her mind, so it's like we're not even invested in her enough to give a shit that she's losing her mind.
I
It's
agree.
not that- okay.
I was gonna say I agree. I think that's where I felt like, because I liked her character, I liked the what they were trying to do with it, but because it felt like real out of nowhere, like how did this happen? Like how did she get this? Like what was it
The
called?
Mad Weary.
Yeah, how did she get the mad weary? How did that happen? Like it just all of a sudden her eyes get glossy and she lose her fucking mind.
Right.
So I felt what they were trying to do with it, and I liked the way she delivered it. It just didn't hit because I didn't have an understanding. I wanted more of figuring out why she was this way. Why did the big nigga want to protect her? Like what was the relationship there? So that's why I'm like, I don't feel like it was.
You know why he wanted to protect her?
He wasn't trying to get none.
I
He
didn't
was
get
trying
the,
to get them cheeks, bro.
I didn't get that impression. I get the impression
But
that
see,
they
the fact
did
that we
love
don't
each
even really
other.
know that, 'cause the movie didn't even give us enough.
It showed that he loved her by like
it
cooking.
Not
this nigga had a
romantic
kiss the
love.
chef's apron on.
But you got romantically. We both looked at it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like he was just.
Protective.
They were supposed to be a
Right.
family, and I really didn't even get that dynamic of feeling like family. But to Mike's point, I don't even think Mike, like Mike said, it wasn't Angel. It's not like we're saying the acting wasn't bad.
No, it was good.
It's the development of
Right.
these characters that was bad.
Yeah.
For
I
me
mean,
to
but he
feel
was
invested.
obviously the one that could protect her, though. Like, who else could have protected her outside
Icarus
of him?
could?
Outside of outside of Icarus. Like outside of him, who else could have protected
the
her?
dude shooting fucking lasers out of his hand.
No, fuck
Hell
Mike
nah.
Jolie.
Because he didn't want to be a part of that shit.
Big dude didn't even kill one of the fucking.
All he did was
Yes,
hit
he
niggas
did.
real hard.
He did kill one.
did
He did
kill
kill
one.
one.
Punched the shit out of him.
That's all he
He had the big ass bite on his neck.
The
The
Celestial?
motherfucker got back up later.
you talking
No,
about a
man.
deviant.
When they came to the,
Wait, what?
You mean a deviant?
you mean I know what he meant.
Oh, I thought
You
you
said celestial,
Okay,
but
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
But no, I know what you meant.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he did kill
He
one.
killed
He
a
killed
deviant.
one.
He punched the shit out of him.
Paperboy could have created probably. I mean,
No.
give him enough time.
Paperboy was trash in this. I'll say that. Paperboy was trash.
We're jumping around.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's.
Yeah,
No, we were
get some
talking.
time out.
We were talking about each character, like how we get introduced to each
Got it.
character and how we feel about them. But yeah, I mean,
Paperboy was trash.
You tripping, bro?
bro, because he didn't do much.
What are you talking about?
They wouldn't have even gotten if it wasn't for him.
With them Sonic rings and
He
shit.
built the Unibrain.
What are you talking about? He was one of the most
Unimind.
important characters. The Unibrain.
He waited to the last minute to do all this shit.
He did not. What do you?
This nigga gave us all the technology.
All the technology.
Yeah, that shit right there. That's fast though.
You wouldn't have that.
What are you talking about?
That nigga gave up a long time. Once Hiroshima happened, this nigga was building bikes. We could have had a lot of other shit happen, but until then,
Y'all can't handle all the other shit.
huh?
Why wasn't Hiroshima and not slavery?
Yeah.
Talk about it, Nate.
Technology and slavery.
Yeah, what?
Why was the shit he created? The flower they used.
He didn't want to create the plow.
It was a mass death. Don't, man. Look, Paperboy was hurt, bro.
He was.
He was hurt.
Let's
He
never
wasn't
should
there
have
when the
given
slavery
this.
shit happened. He was
My
somewhere
thing,
else.
nigga, you give him a bomb. You don't think they gonna blow some shit up?
He didn't give him a bomb.
What'd he give
He
him?
was building something else, and they turned it into a bomb. You hate no.
We don't know what he was built. We don't know what
He was building a Walkman or something. He was probably trying to get some tunes.
Boombox.
He was building some fucking.
he said. He was the
songs.
first radio out here.
Yes. Yes. Ain't no Paperboy, man.
You all ain't no
Great.
Paperboy. That's crazy.
Man,
like
they could have done. I was expecting more from him in this movie.
I
That's
don't know
all.
what.
What did you
He-
do? Man?
that's-
That's not fair, bro.
He held the Icarus down.
Exactly the whole time.
Good point.
What
No
are you
one else
talking
did it?
about? Nobody else
He
can
had,
do
he
that.
had
last
Icarus
minute.
bent over.
Oh God, last minute. Man, come on, man. What'd you say?
Kid. I ain't gonna say it.
Nigga, like, let me go. Let me go. Nah, I ain't letting you go nowhere, bro.
That's fucked up. No.
You said he had him chained up.
I didn't get it until after the fact. No.
He had him chained up, boy.
No.
But no,
Now he said I'm enjoying this. He said I'm enjoying this and everything.
He did. He did.
You say he was enjoying it?
He said, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm."
he said I've been waiting to do this for a long time.
Y'all are terrible, man. Y'all are fucking terrible. I'm not laughing at this, bro. Let's go.
Oh shit!
Y'all not talking about my boy Paperboy.
That shit did catch me off guard though. I was like, "Oh, okay, that's
I didn't
interesting."
even think about none of this.
No, yeah, I'm just saying it caught me off guard when they introduced him. I was like, "Oh shit, that's his love interest." I was like, "Oh wow."
Oh, I knew it was coming because the entire theater started fucking moaning. I was like, are y'all serious? Get over it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, I thought you were saying like, "Aw." I thought you was like, "Aw." I thought that's what you were saying.
Hell no.
Nah.
I'm in East Point. What are you talking about?
yeah.
If I was in Buckhead, maybe. Yeah, they're like, oh God. When they kissed, oh, it was a wrap.
Oh yeah.
The
I heard some
entire
murmurs in our
y'all
theater
did that
too.
I didn't hear
Nobody
some.
did that in
I didn't
mine.
I heard some murmurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
They
not
been playing this movie in
They
some places.
progressive.
in like
They
Asian
Yep.
countries.
they banned it just
Mhm.
because of
Oh
that.
wow,
Really?
really?
Yes.
That's all it takes.
Saudi,
Well, shout out to
somewhere.
Paperboy for being polarized, and I like it. Get your checks, man.
Yeah, the Marvel
Boyfriend
check.
was lame though.
He was.
I mean, you ain't have enough time to develop that
Nah,
shit.
he could have had a cooler boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
What was he gonna do?
Trying to develop none of this shit.
That facts.
That's
The more I'm
crazy.
talking about it, the more I am getting frustrated. It's just
Sorry.
going lower and lower.
That's the mic effect.
Well, I will say that.
Pause. Can y'all hear me? All right. Okay.
They said they couldn't hear Nay.
Did we talk about my girl, Connie?
She was
She
man.
get finer and finer every time I see her.
Connie.
Connie from Walking
The speedy one.
Oh yeah, I
That's
haven't seen. Yeah, I
Oh,
haven't
that's
seen.
right. He doesn't watch.
I don't know why I'm asking Nick. Yeah.
No, I did fuck with her. She was the best one.
Was she?
In my opinion, I liked her the most.
The
Yeah, I like
best
that.
one.
What'd you say?
The best one.
She was definitely one of the best ones.
Definitely one of the
Definitely
best.
was not.
Oh, okay,
The
yeah,
best
yeah.
one.
I'm like, what?
She was a fake ass Flash.
Fake ass.
That's some people said like this was like a fake ass
This was a
Justice
fake-ass
League.
Justice League. You got Speedy Girl,
Superman.
Fantastic Dude.
Yeah. Oh, man. But I do like the conversations that this film brought up as far as talking about just humanity as itself and how they played a part. Mike, don't look at me like that. You ain't like how Drug brought up that is that his name?
Who is
Druid.
Drug?
Yeah, Druid.
He looked like he was emo. That nigga looked like he my partner.
Asshole.
Who was that?
Mind control.
That's the little sleepy looking motherfucker.
The sleepy niggas.
Yeah, that's the one that.
Oh,
Yeah,
look sleepy,
yeah,
He was
that-
the only one I could
The
connect
fake
with.
Jesus.
He
Yeah.
was the only one that was just like, if we're here, why can't we help? This is stupid. He was the only one making any.
But see, because he can
Church,
control
though.
minds too, so he was like, I can stop all this shit.
That's
He
the
was
wrong motherfucker that need to
representative
be
of
having
religion.
that mindset.
He stepped away from all of it. He's like, you know what? Fuck all y'all's little raggedy.
He
boots.
was a dick, and then he was no better than the shit he was trying to stop. Because he
How?
was controlling
controlled all the
But
motherfuckers.
he kept them safe.
He took away their free will.
Did he?
They don't need free will.
Why did you connect with him, Mike?
Because Mike would do some shit like that.
You would have us all shooting shit in front of you.
Wait, what now? Say
The way he had them shooting the deviants, had in mind control to be warriors and shit. You would do that?
Make you a man in this motherfucker, bro.
You didn't even know it.
No, I just liked his conflict with the group. I thought when he was just like, we can stop this and y'all don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that aspect of it because the other guys weren't really saying it until the fucking end of the movie.
But did you understand Ajax's point of that as far as like letting humanity grow on its own and not always like if you all, because I think Cersei brought this up to Jon Snow when she was like, if we always protected y'all niggas, y'all wouldn't know how to be, yourselves.
Oh, you see, that was some bullshit to me because all he asked her was like, "Yo, why didn't you step in when fucking Thanos was here?"
No, that was real.
If you didn't step in, we tried to help you. You wouldn't know how to be. Thanos, like this is thousands of years already into humanity. I'm just asking you about Thanos. I didn't ask you about Hitler. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ask you about Noah and shit.
Is that what she said? He asked, why didn't you step in? She said,
Yes,
we were
and she-
instructed not to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were.
Yeah, I
But the
get
whole-
that part.
But the whole reasoning was because the other Ajax was like, if we ever step in, then y'all wouldn't know how to build up. But she was lying.
Exactly, though.
She
So
was lying.
you're just
Was she?
following. They were following blindly, though. So I can get with that because
Was she lying or was she just repeating what had been told to her?
she knew. She
She
knew it was
'cause
gonna happen.
She told Icarus.
Yeah, she knew it was gonna
So
happen.
she-
Touche.
But I can see her in that moment in the beginning of the movie actually believing that we're not supposed to interfere because
Oh, so she didn't know at the beginning of the movie.
no, at the beginning she didn't know. She was truly just following
okay.
blindly. So I see why they wouldn't have interfered.
But at this point, she was dead technically when Jon Snow asked her this.
What do you mean?
So Icarus had already killed. Huh?
No. So Jon Snow, Kit Harington. Right?
His name
Yes.
is Dane.
His name,
Dane
he's-
Whitman.
Yeah,
His name
he
is
was the
John
boyfriend of Cersei, and that.
Mm-hmm.
So they were in London. He didn't know what was going on. So I don't think he doesn't know anything.
No,
I
Jon
don't
Snow
honestly-
doesn't. But at this, okay, it's pointless to the conversation. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, I did like just feeling those dynamics, and then even with the deviants, we get that dynamic as well. Because it's a long ass movie, so I ain't gonna go through every scene, but I did like the introduction of the deviant and like when the Celestial told Ajax like, look, oh no, when Cersei finally gets the Prime Eternal after Ajax dies, he gives her the whole full story about what they've been up to and the whole
He
purpose.
didn't right away.
Hmm?
He didn't right away.
No, he did that whole story where he was like, "This is why y'all here. This is why I created Deviants, and this is why I created Job."
when
she
talking about
found out that
Aramis.
they was-
Yeah,
Yeah,
Aramis.
but he didn't right away because when she first
No,
got
he
it,
didn't. You're right.
she saw him and he was like, "Time, like the time is coming soon."
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
hey.
And so she was going to get everybody. She didn't even know how to get in contact with him again.
So you knew,
Hey,
Okay.
hey, girl, hey.
But did y'all find that as like a twist when he did finally reveal all the shit that they were like meant to do and be up to?
Not really. But I think it helped explain some things. I don't think it hit like they probably, well, at least for me, it didn't hit the way they probably imagined that it would hit. But again, I haven't talked to a lot of casuals to see if that was like, oh my God, what?
It
You
didn't
know,
hit because
so-
y'all weren't invested.
Hmm?
It didn't hit because you weren't invested. You didn't care.
Right.
Well,
None of these
maybe
characters were
for
interesting enough.
everybody else.
Wait,
But
were you invested in these people?
no, I wasn't invested, but I don't think that's why it didn't hit for me.
Mm.
Okay.
Just, it's almost like a given that this was
Mhm.
going to happen. So.
Even before that, when Icarus and Cersei when they first got married and were in love, I didn't care.
Well, that was fine. I just wish they would explain why the motherfucker left. They never said, because he was like, yeah, they were food. Then the motherfucker just flew off. I waited
He
5
tried-
days.
they
The motherfucker
tried-
never came back.
She left because she was boring as fuck. Did you see her? She's boring as shit the whole
That-
fucking movie.
She was pretty.
Their explanation in the movie is because he loved her so much that he knew he was gonna have to hurt her because he knew it was gonna happen.
Right.
But I
Oh.
didn't know. I didn't feel that he loved her that much.
I'll have to save that one. I'm gonna use that. You're trying to leave because I don't want to hurt you, baby.
That's a good one.
Some pimp shit.
I needed that one back in the day.
Icarus.
Shit, I may have used that one.
I think I've used that before.
I may have used that one, Mike. Looking out for you.
I'd rather hurt me before I hurt you.
Go ahead, Icarus.
Hey, boy. And he can fly too, so he look pretty when he leaves.
I want to hurt you, girl.
Float away like
I
Prince.
hated that motherfucker, bro.
I was hurt when Ajax died. That did hit me though, cause I'm like, damn, they knocked out Salma Hayek early. I'm like, shit.
She was whack. She was all she did was heal motherfuckers. She was like a fucking witch doctor.
Everybody was whack, bro.
No.
I felt nothing, bro.
Whack.
No, yo.
She died, and I was just like,
I ain't even know who the fuck it was. I was like, who the hell this wrinkled motherfucker right here?
You know who was?
I didn't know that was Ajax.
Oh, I knew it was her.
I didn't.
But
Wrinkle.
it was really obvious.
She was wrinkled. She was like, like
You can
a
still tell it was her.
dried up grape.
When they were like, oh, a deviant got her. I'm like, no, it didn't. We already fucking know that that's not what happened. That's too obvious. These are the Eternals, the immortal beings, and a deviant got one of the fucking leaders.
I mean, a deviant did kill her, and a
It
deviant
did, but with the help of fucking super guy.
no.
believe
Well,
Yes, he took
he
her off
kicked
the
her over the
ledge.
ledge, and she fell. Yeah, but the deviants, like,
She didn't have no weapons.
even if she don't ever have any weapons, does she?
Her only power is to heal.
If a deviant showed up on that bro, if a deviant showed up in South Dakota, she was gonna get fucked up. She would be killing herself the whole time.
That is true. She didn't have. You know how there's some. You know how like some people
Like
only.
she dancing and shit. Nah, that ain't gonna work, bro.
You know how like some people are only strong when they got their family supporting them. That's how she was. Like she only good when like the whole squad there.
Like one of the
Cause she could talk to the boss man.
See, she had a little ball in the neck. They should have took the ball and gave it to somebody else.
They did. They gave it to
This is
Cersei.
the other boring ass motherfucker.
Rod,
They weren't boring, bro.
Boring as shit.
Ajax,
No.
Cersei.
Cersei. She had no personality and her powers were fucking lame.
No, pause one.
I
Yeah.
turned into a tree and I don't know how I did it.
She did turn shit into
She
rose
didn't know
petals.
how she did it,
She
bro.
didn't know how she did it. She said multiple times she didn't know how she did it.
I know. That's what she
She
said.
fell in the water. I don't know how I did it. You're fucking weak, dude.
That's
Only
pretty
guy
cool
was
pop.
fucking with was fucking finger guns.
Finger gun,
He was
man.
tight.
He was nice. I did like him.
What's his name,
I did
Kingo?
like him. I like, yeah.
Yeah, that's my dude.
Yeah, he was getting it, boy.
I can't remember his name, but he was tight.
I think it's Kingo or something. Kingo.
Kango.
He was like,
That's the Indian guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, hold him down real quick while he piled that one up.
yeah.
He was like, hold him down.
Hey, hold that motherfucker.
Yo, that shit was funny. Yeah.
What did y'all think, Rob? What did you think about like the action sequences that we saw, particularly when we were in the rainforest, and we saw not only like Icarus get almost fucked up by a deviant, but we also that's where you kind of see all of the big action sequence with Kingo too, with using his gunpowder.
Oh yeah, that was dope. That like ambush, the ambush. Yeah, I thought that was cool, man. Yeah, like I said, I was sold. I was sold. I was in it. You know what I mean? I didn't think too much. Like I said, I went to this movie with low expectations, so yeah, it just exceeded
did
everything. You know what I mean? So I was just like, oh, I was good. I didn't have as many gripes as y'all did.
Were you did you like this introduction as far as like the deviant having a mind of its own and being like, y'all really fucked me over?
Wait, what are you asking?
Because like that's the introduction we get from the rainforest scene. Because after was it Killing the Jess?
Mhm.
What was his name? Big dude who could punch real hard.
Gilgamesh.
Yeah, Gilgamesh.
Right. So what do you ask me about that?
after he died, the deviant turned into a super deviant.
Right.
And he was able to talk because I remember earlier
Yeah.
when they killed Ajax, she said that she thought that she could hear
I
him
thought
talk.
I heard that shit too.
Mhm.
I was like, that motherfucker sound like
Right.
he said something.
And the Celestial had already said that they were trying to find ways to evolve anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So when he was just like, "Look, this is what we've been going through.
yeah,
I'm here to speak on it." Did you think that was a good added thing to
it
this
was
story?
fine. Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. But like, again, I already had knew because they had already said that they were already their intentions were to evolve anyway. So yeah,
And it was just a
fun.
matter of seeing how,
Yeah.
like, I wanted to see, okay, how did he steal old girl's powers? How were they going to evolve? Like, using their life force to evolve themselves, and then for him to give the life force to others and turn them into basically fucking damn deviant Dinobots or whatever. I thought it was pretty cool because they all had this different thing. This was the part that I didn't like about the movie because they killed my man Gilgamesh. I fucks with Gilgamesh.
I was sad when he died.
Man,
I don't care about you saying like it hurt.
Out.
It hurt, man.
Bro, he would land motherfuckers out. I felt that shit.
Died?
Yes,
he really loved her.
Not that, fuck that love shit, but he was my favorite character, bro.
Punches people really hard.
That shit was cold, bro.
I felt nothing for him because he did nothing.
Right.
What?
He
Yo,
He wasn't essential to
man.
the story.
Y'all bug. He kept the Mad Queen safe
That's essential to the story? To the story?
to them because she was about to slaughter all the
That
motherfuckers.
was not essential to the story.
It wasn't.
Because they didn't explain enough of it. We didn't care enough because we had no connection.
Well, it kind of was essential because she figured shit out way before. They all thought she was
But you
crazy.
couldn't even tell him properly what the fuck was going on.
She
was processing. It
She
took
couldn't.
about a few
The
thousand years.
Alzheimer's got with her.
2.5 hours.
Hey, when you got dementia, it's gonna take you a while.
And that was the thing, cause her ass sitting up there with her back on the goddamn fucking tree and shit. This motherfucker sitting here trying to fight for your honor, and he knocking this motherfucker out because that motherfucker like he'll hit that motherfucker, slide back and shit, and then the motherfucker come right back and she just standing there and not doing shit. That shit pissed me off, bro.
Attacked him. I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, that shit pissed me off. But Gilgamesh was my dude.
I
Man.
fucked with him too. Yeah,
Bro.
he could cook and shit too.
He was he was one of the best ones out of the whole group.
I mean, that's not saying much.
See,
That's really not saying
Yes.
much. These characters were really uninteresting.
the only one was Ajax.
That was uninteresting?
Yeah,
They
fuck
were
the
all
healing powers.
uninteresting. None of them were interesting.
Man, Gilgamesh, man, they needed him. They
Who
needed him. All the Eternals.
Why?
Because he was
Clearly, they didn't need him because he died halfway through the fucking movie.
he was the one holding his own. I bet he would have whooped
They would've-
Ajax
they
ass.
would- Who? What?
Not Ajax, Icarus.
He would not have beat Icarus.
He would have got Icarus, bro.
You're tripping.
He would have just been like this, and then Icarus flew
Icarus
in.
would have beat his ass.
I like
He's
how
gonna beat
I
his
like
ass.
how all of them had influence on history. Like I feel like that dude was like, why you look like that? Like that dude was like a Hercules. You know what I'm saying? The goddess of war. Like that's
I mean, a lot of them,
Yeah.
like, even their names are based off Greek mythology.
exactly. So I like that element of it.
I mean,
So-
that just makes me think that history is lame as shit.
What?
Cause goddamn, bro, this what y'all got? It came from these motherfuckers.
Hey,
This is what y'all Greek gods came from.
they were bad as they were bad.
Oh, like when they
were-
said Thor just basically disowned him.
I don't blame them. Y'all lame. He's like, I got the Guardians. They're way cooler than you guys.
Thor can't talk.
What you mean Thor can't talk?
Thor
Thor's
can't
cooler
talk.
than any of these guys.
Thor will fuck
Thor
all
ain't-
them up.
Hey,
by
that's not what I
himself.
said. Thor ain't, that's not what I said.
What did you say?
Thor ain't. His shit ain't that damn cool. He
He
just
is
throw,
so much
he throw a
cooler than
fucking
everyone.
hammer, bro.
What the hell are you
And drinks
talking
all the
about?
time.
And he has fucking thunder fucking powers. The calls thunder.
Yeah,
powers.
when he had the hammer.
That's way cooler than any of these people.
He looked cooler than all
Motherfucker
of
running
them.
fast. Motherfucker hit hard. These powers.
Nah,
are
man,
bro.
nah.
They were one
Paperboy was dope.
Paperboy, I already agree.
Oh, okay,
They were at the same
okay.
time.
Paperboy didn't do shit to the end. That's what
No.
pissed me off.
What are you
man.
talking
Paperboy
about?
was the smartest guy in
Cause
the
I didn't even know he had guns. This nigga pulled out some guns and shit on some Tony
That's
Stark
why
shit.
it was trash.
Yeah.
Where was you at all this other time, bro?
So-
Chilling, making it
Chilling.
rain, shit. That dude was about what 40? These niggas been alive
Nah,
for.
that dude looked way younger than him. He had a tender on.
Yeah, he was a
He
cougar.
said he had a little. He had a
He
little
was a cougar for real. Cause that motherfucker ain't eternal.
hey, he rocking that cradle, boy.
Yeah, I'll never be Viagra, boy.
And that little kid, I don't know where they got that little kid from.
They adopted him,
They
man.
picked his ass up out of the
Damn,
street.
bro, that motherfucker.
Y'all just sparked something for me. I think one of the main issues is, and I think this is what DC runs into, is like because these are godlike figures, it's gonna take even harder for you
Yes.
to make you
Yes.
care about these
Yes.
characters. So DC is their characters are godlike, bigger than life characters.
Yep.
These characters have no true attachment to what we care about as humans that I could not care about them. And the reason why we care about Paperboy is because we saw him with a family.
Yep.
He was struggling because he didn't want to leave because he had a family and we felt some type of connection to that. Everybody else, we did not give a fuck about.
I thought you.
Paperboy just carried it better. Like we actually felt him
Yes.
when he was talking, when he said certain things, when they showed him crying. I was like, I'm feeling this.
Yes.
When
I didn't feel
the
you.
the little person was like, oh, like,
No
I'm in
Tinkerbell,
love,
bitch.
I don't care.
Yep.
I don't care. I felt Paperboy when he was actually saying shit.
I felt for
didn't feel
Sprite.
it.
I felt
I
Athena
didn't
when
feel
she
for
was
Sprite.
going crazy.
You what?
I felt
Athena
for
was
Athena,
bad
for Athena when she was going crazy. I understood that. I think she was dealing with depression. I
Athena
really
was
do.
cold as hell. Like her powers was
She
I
was.
loved
she
her.
was
The
tough.
character
Bro.
can be good, but do I
She
care
was.
about the character? Like you can have these attributes and they can be tough, but do I
Right.
care about you? Like you have to make me care.
I did.
What made you care about the other Marvel characters?
They're grounded as humans. Like
You gave a
Or-
fuck
or
about the
did you
Guardians
just
of the
fo-
Galaxy?
Star-Lord is still a human. He's still dealing with human-like issues.
His mama
Y'all
died
gave
of
a fuck
cancer.
about the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Why do I
More than
love
these motherfuckers?
Yes, why do I like Rocket Raccoon? Because he's an asshole, but on top of that, he's dealing with trauma and pain that like humans.
We got the same thing from Sprite.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
This motherfucker ain't had dick in years. Like,
Talk about it, kid.
she ain't had dick
In centuries, bro.
in centuries.
That shit'll make you hate a bitch.
She was like,
That will make you hate a
You
bitch.
I'm over this shit.
She sounded backed up. She
She was like, I'm over this shit. Right. I want to be human.
That's a good point.
Stop telling a nigga like David Bowie. I want to be a bad bitch.
Right. Look, she made her losing a bad bitch, like talking to the dude at a bar.
Yeah, exactly. You see how that turned out? The nigga touched her head. Oh shit, I gotta go. Go to the
Can you
bathroom.
imagine what that's like?
Mike,
Right.
Mike, think about being.
You a little boy for the rest of your fucking life. You just a little boy.
Think about you being.
Y'all felt that? Y'all were like,
Yeah.
I'm connecting with
Bro, when what's his name?
Pinocchio did it better.
When dude from the Lovebirds,
Tim on Passions did it better.
when what's his name? Kingo. When Kingo was like, look, you Tinkerbell. I was like, what the fuck is he going with this shit? He was like, Tinkerbell love Peter can never be. I was like, oh.
Yep.
I sat back in my seat like this. This nigga was like, oh, she hurt. She been hurt. Nah, Mike, she been hurting, bro. She be like, I don't want to be with you.
Tinkerbell didn't kill fucking Wendy.
It don't
That's
matter.
a little. That's why it's a little deviation from the story.
But Tinkerbell got a dark story though. Got a dark past.
And she crazy.
Yeah.
That's why Sprite ended
I'm
up.
just saying, Sprite gave it all up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Just for some
What did she give up?
Hey,
She had no
eternity.
She had no choice. She didn't give up shit.
She had a choice.
What choice
She
did she
became
have?
human.
She what?
She became
Became
human
human.
at the end.
She used the rest of her powers to turn her human.
No.
Okay.
I'm saying, what
Because she
choice did
betrayed him? Are you saying that that's why she didn't have a choice?
Right. It was like everything that happened to her, she kind of set up, other than the fact that she was already stuck being a little girl. But
That's
the rest
fucked
of
up, bro.
All of this is fucked up.
If I was Sprite, I would have. First of all, Sprite should have been one to kill that motherfucker. For making that motherfucker like
Anybody in
that.
this movie is mad. It should have been the fucking fake Flash. How
No.
are you an Eternal and you're deaf?
What?
That's some fucked up shit.
That is kind of
Because
fucked.
that's some fucked
She
up
wasn't
shit.
completely dumb. When she thought, when she thought Druid was
I'm
dead,
saying.
Mike.
You're an immortal, and you're immortally
I feel you.
forever, bro.
But when she
They're
thought
trying to make
Druid
it
was
seem like that's
dead,
not a.
she said some shit.
Who said what?
she just screamed. She just screamed.
yelled. She didn't say anything.
That's emotion.
Was I the only
I
one
didn't
who
even know she
laughed at that?
You know how some actions speak
Was I
louder
the
than
only
words,
one
right?
who laughed when she hollered out? I died
Yes,
in the
I didn't
theater.
laugh. No, I didn't laugh.
cracked
babe.
up when she.
And I was like, I didn't know she could do that.
I didn't either.
I didn't want to be insensitive, but I did think it was more touching than
Yeah, I
human.
did. I didn't laugh.
You
I really
ignorant.
started to like her as an actress.
No, I like
fuck
her.
with her.
I thought she stopped it, Nay. I think she sold that role. When she yelled, I really did feel it.
Yeah, she's an asshole.
Naomi was an asshole. Oh, you felt that though.
I did. When she, I'm not gonna do it.
I can't remember how it went, Mike. I can't remember.
I remember it sounded like dude from the Goonies.
I'm not.
Nah, Rod, I was gonna ask you, how did you feel about hearing Icarus' story as far as the how him and Ajax and like how he ended up betraying the family, so to speak.
I don't remember what you're talking about.
As far as like, remember when Ajax was finally like
When it was like, I'll follow you wherever.
Mhm.
Something like that.
she been following the celestial being for millions of years, and she's
Right,
like,
right,
no,
right.
I'm done with this shit.
Yeah. What about that part?
As far as like, did you expect Icarus to be the one that would betray them?
No, I didn't expect that. I didn't. Yeah, that caught me off guard.
I didn't see
How?
that one
When
coming.
Yeah, I didn't see that
they,
one
they,
coming.
they set it up. As soon as he said, I'm not who you think I am. I was
Well,
like,
yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
talking about
but by that time, yeah, it was there.
yeah, but prior to that, I didn't see
Yeah.
that until he said those
The
words.
second they showed her dead body, I knew someone in the group killed her. And all it was a matter of narrowing it down. And he was the only one that made sense. This was like a fake ass fucking
Clue.
Say what?
Clue.
Homelander.
No, not Homelander.
Oh.
The cartoon guy from Invincible.
Yes.
This was like Invincible's daddy. It was like, okay, Omni-Man,
Mhm.
thank you. It was like that was fucking obvious. Okay.
Well, it wasn't obvious to me.
yeah, I wasn't there. I'm not there with you. I'm not there on that. I didn't think that someone in the group killed her.
Really?
I really thought
It just seemed very obvious because like they made a point to be like, oh yeah, Deviants killed her.
But I believe
like,
the
we
deviants
would've-
could kill them, and she didn't have like an awesome power.
But I'm saying the fact that they said it and they like almost lingered on it for a minute made me think that that's not what happened. Because it's otherwise, why even say it? Because if she's an immortal, if she's an eternal, it seems like it would be common sense that who else would have killed her? A deviant. So the fact is that he was like, yeah, a deviant got her. I'm like, bro, no, they didn't.
Because I was like,
No, he didn't.
because she had a halfway house in South Dakota. Ain't no deviant was gonna be out there. They always going to the populated cities and some more shit.
I thought she had turned into a deviant because the first time you said what? Nah, because the reason why I thought that is because when I saw the deviant heal itself, I was like, damn, did she turn into a deviant? So yeah, that
would have been a good
yeah,
twist.
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
I don't like that more than this whack ass.
Mhm.
I think I thought that for a second too.
Mhm.
It went away quickly though.
I never thought that. If I thought that, I might have gotten madder because that's not what happened.
Did y'all feel for Icarus though when after he killed her and he brought her down to her home and he was he yelled out, he gave out his own scream and shit when he was blasting up her whole crib and whatnot?
No.
You didn't think he was struggling with something emotionally?
Nah.
Kick this girl off a cliff.
Hey.
What the fuck? Real shit, just break her neck. Why are you kicking her off a cliff?
Because he had to make it seem like she that.
Damn, I'm about time y'all call me stupid today. This is about the 5th time. This is about the
Because he thought Charlie's was in Chicago.
This is about the 5th time today.
So Jalen, you ain't feel nothing for Sprite when she was just when she ended up betraying them too for Icarus punk ass.
Oh shit.
No, bro. Even in that moment when he left, and she went falling behind him, I was like, okay, cool. Like I even what's the dude's name? The Southeast Asian dude.
Kingo.
Gilgamesh.
No,
No, not Gilgamesh.
Oh, finger guns.
Like when he left, like he did absolutely nothing.
Because he was conflicted.
with what?
He was like, look.
Hold on. Okay,
No, so I agree
this
with
is
you
my
there.
issue.
That shit pissed me off.
You're
Yeah.
the only, out of everyone else, you've been the only one truly benefiting
Yes,
from
thank
being a part of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've been for generations making money. You enjoyed it so
In
much
Bollywood.
that you were trying to save the world and filming it like other humans would probably do.
The guy with the multiple backup
You
cameras.
was making sure all that would happen. And so now when the world is at stake, you just like, all right, fuck it.
It wasn't that simple.
yes,
No, it wasn't that simple.
Yes, it was.
Because he was.
He couldn't pick a side. But you're right.
Like they lifted up Icarus ass, Sprite ass, all these evil ass Eternals, but his ass.
Yeah, we should have saw him floating up on the roof.
He might have been at home.
Why didn't he show that?
Because this movie
Because
sucks.
they-
That's why.
And I mean, the other part is they're setting it up for a sequel. They were doing things that I mean,
I think they said there's not.
it's probably not.
No, there is a second
be a
one.
sequel.
Yeah.
The reception of it is probably got it at stake where it's not going to be a sequel.
If they made a sequel to Thor 2, they're
They're
going to make a
making
sequel.
another one of
Thor
these.
was
Thor
essential for
2
the end of the story. These guys are not essential.
Yes, they
Thor
are.
2 still wasn't rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. Thor 2 still made more money than they expected. This one's probably not going to do either.
Yeah, well, yeah, the penny doesn't help either.
It's already making money though.
The critic, yeah, it's
already made his money.
71 mil.
Yeah,
It's
already
like
made his
4
money.
mil below
They were
Shang-Chi.
expected 85 though.
Yeah, no, but it's still like fourth highest something
Look,
this
man,
season.
it's going to go downhill. Like, so think about it. If you come in low, most time, what you make off comic book fans like myself, we go and see it multiple times. When it's not good, we're not coming back.
Fans have said they liked it though.
Yeah.
It's mixed reviews.
It's mixed reviews.
No, the critics are panning it, and I think they just hate the diversity. The critics are the.
Come on, kid, man.
Yep, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's way too much going on. It's way too much gumbo in the movie.
It is a lot of gumbo.
Hey,
Terrible.
nah, I'm telling you, nah. I'm talking about what the critics are saying. But
I haven't read how are you
but
doing
the population, the casual people, they like it though.
They're saying it's beautiful. It's a masterpiece.
It is beautiful. It's a beautiful turd.
Guadalupe says, bro, at the end of the movie, they said Eternals will return.
They did, but then one of the guys was like, yeah, we don't know if we're going to do a sequel.
He doesn't, but I'm saying it's just because they will return doesn't mean they're going to return in their own movie.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's not going to be a
They
sequel.
could come like it's still the MCU. They can show up at any damn time. Like they can show up in a TV show on Disney Plus.
Okay, fine. That's a good
But
spin.
my thing is like a lot of the elements in this movie were supposed to be seeds for other things that are going to happen. Just like the end. He takes 3 of the Eternals and we don't know where the hell they are. If he sends them back to Earth, if he takes them with them, that's because they were setting it up for a sequel.
Right.
But
it's
we
not
need to
gonna
know
happen.
some of these things. You're rushing to the sequel instead of actually developing every single thing that we need to feel something.
What
for the
else you need,
character.
Jay?
That's what I was going to ask you. What else do you need after 2.5 hours, bro? I'm like,
fucking story.
That's
What
the problem.
else?
It's 2.5 hours and you have 10 characters to develop.
Right.
And they
Y'all be
spent
doing too much.
they spent
Y'all be
time
doing
developing,
too much.
introducing
Y'all
these
are the
characters.
same y'all are the same people who I watched the Dune review. And y'all said it took too much and they were doing too much time.
That's
Right.
because we
Development. And now
Thank you,
it's not
Jalen.
enough. I don't get it.
Thank you, Jalen.
huh? I didn't say we said. We asked you how much do you need?
We need a
We
story.
good.
Fucking story, bro.
There was a story.
But the story was shitty. I know why you like it.
The story-
You like those lame ass Sci-Fi Channel movies. I was expecting a fucking Sharknado to show up. That would have made sense. This story,
The deviant could have,
it could have. Yeah, it looked like something like one of them sci-fi movies. We needed a story with an actual list of characters that we could care about. Everything in this movie, even though it was so long, it felt rushed.
So there
You
was
had-
okay.
You had too many people to go through.
I agree.
This was like making the Avengers, but there's no solo movies before that. You're just dropping us in here.
It's
and
Justice
like,
League.
here's fucking Thor and here's Hulk, and you want us to care about these people.
It's
No.
But you're
Justice
talking
League.
about Dune. He's on brand, and I'm on brand with Dune. He's on brand with Dune because he felt like Dune was necessary for the amount of time that it was taking to develop.
Exactly.
And I said in Dune that I didn't need all of that.
You're right.
So it's the same thing with this.
You're right.
I don't need all the extra shit. I don't.
You are on track.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that was consistent.
you didn't like Dune because it was too much exposition, right?
Well, I didn't necessarily dislike Dune. I just felt like I just didn't need as much as they gave. You know what I'm saying? But now that I know it's a part 2, I'm like, okay, that's cool. I can ride out with this and watch the next one.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely could have did without a lot of that.
Like I said, this movie is Justice League. The first Justice League. When Cyborg came on screen, we didn't care. Flash came, we didn't care. Like those, because why? We didn't have anything. When you saw the 4-hour one, you had a little bit more time to care about the characters. Like Cyborg had a whole arc in the 4-hour one where you could give it like, all right,
But it's 4 hours. You expect that.
That's what we're saying. We're basically saying the same. So
I'm saying I was connected to some of these motherfuckers.
Here's the thing. Y'all keep talking about connection. But for me personally, it was just more about the group itself. I didn't need to know like all these individual stories. I was just interested in like, who are these Eternals motherfuckers? Like, I didn't know. Now I feel like I know. I didn't need all the extra backstory. If we get it throughout the other movies, cool. But I just didn't need it. I didn't need it. I was just more interested in the introduction of the Eternals, and I got it.
But the characters are going through things that are important to the story, and we don't know or understand why. Like, why? I'm still stuck on why is Angelina Jolie dealing with this mad weary whatever.
They told you.
Why is no other Eternal dealing with it?
Right, they didn't tell us.
Because it's random. It doesn't always happen to everybody. It just
He
happens.
didn't say that.
It's a random ass answer. Like, oh,
Right.
Go ahead, Ken. Go ahead, Ken.
Aramis said it.
What
He
you
said that they deteriorate over time, and some of the motherfuckers just disconnect, and that's why he has to reset them and reboot them and start over again.
That's what Nick just said.
It's random.
But it's
That's not-
random.
But Alzheimer's is random. What are we talking about?
Yeah, what are we
Those are fucking Eternals. How are you comparing it to Alzheimer's?
Because that's what Mad Weary is.
That's
Mad
okay.
Weary
Wait,
is
no.
fucking
So
Alzheimer's.
you're like, we should just accept that she's getting this randomly because Alzheimer's happens. That is a trash answer. Now I see
How
why
is
you
that a trash answer?
Wait,
Why is that a trash
I'm gonna tell you
answer?
why. I'm gonna tell you why. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why. Because we're supposed to buy that these are some bad motherfuckers. They are basically created by these Celestials. So,
Right.
but then randomly, a couple of them just happen to get all. Oh no, not even a couple of them. One of what's going on? 'Cause y'all were talking while
I'm sorry. I think we're.
They're saying fix Nays, Mike.
Sure, I can speak. What would you like for me to
I'm
say?
sorry,
Is
Mike.
this good enough? Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Well, can you let me know in the comments if I'm back on? That'd be
I
awesome.
mean, you're moving.
I am. Good. Thank you. Sorry, guys.
Continue, Mike. I'm sorry. Like, yeah.
It don't matter now.
You was in it too.
He was.
I was too.
I didn't want to stop him. That's why I was trying to get
Yeah, we were trying to be discreet.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't a good try.
My bad.
I'm sorry.
Now, they were talking to the mic. They're like, yeah, so what's going on? So I know Ken and Mike are having a discussion.
She like Mike check 1 2.
Ken, what's happening?
Mike check 1 2 1 2 check.
Turn my mic up.
Right.
Anyway.
It was like that. Damn.
Sorry.
Hey, blame the commenters though. They like, Nay,
I'm
where's
not even
Nay?
looking at the comments. They probably mad as shit right now.
Yeah, some of them.
No, I think it's.
Y'all be all right.
Yeah, are they really?
Y'all be all right. It ain't my fault they made a shitty ass movie.
I like Thina, man. I don't know. I like Thina.
They didn't use her enough because she was.
They did.
She was a badass.
Yeah, bro.
And then we didn't talk about how she killed old boy.
that
Oh,
shit was
crap.
nice.
Hey.
It was.
That shit was dope.
Because
Mhm.
again, the connection with Cuz. They was in love, and he was last thing he told her was remember. She remembered that.
Give him that.
Gigglemish, yeah.
Them niggas was not in love.
They weren't, bro.
She did love him.
They
She
loved
loves all
I
of
love
them.
my brother. Like it was like a brother.
It's a love at the end of the day.
Nah, he was trying to clap cheeks. He was waiting for her to remember, and then he was gonna be like, "Oh, look."
Remember what?
For him,
She,
because he didn't want him to come on to her, and all of a sudden she gonna throw a knife through his throat. He's like, "No, I need to make sure you good."
She was over there drawing fucking pictures and shit.
Yeah.
Doing fucking paint by numbers and whatnot.
Premonitions.
They were premonitions?
Yeah.
From the other planets that they were on, that they had to do this whole thing that they were doing.
Mike knows what. Yeah, this is another stupid Mike.
No, it's just, you know.
Yeah, it was very, very obvious that's what happened. Either way, it was stupid.
Did you not laugh? Did you not at least laugh when Drug knocked out Sprite with the rock?
Oh my god.
Bro, we ain't see her too.
You saw her in the background laying out on the ground.
When she woke up, she didn't want to be an Eternal anymore.
I mean, look, make me a human. Fuck
Hey, they used her on purpose. The Unimod, she over here dead as hell. Just floating in the air. Shit.
And she following him back at the end of the scene. She following him back like a little puppy too, following in the back.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he fucked me up.
Hey, Speedy Gonzalez,
man.
she was beating the hell out of damn fucking.
She was.
It's like, damn. Yeah, she putting them hands on him. But I was like, man, I hope Icarus don't kill her.
Kill who?
Connie.
I was waiting on that to happen. I thought he was
It
gonna
felt
kill
like it was gonna happen because they were spending way too much time on that,
her. Yeah.
and I was like, oh,
And when did Connie and old boy like become a thing? Like that was random as hell.
They
No,
was
they
they
hit
was
it
flirting with
earlier.
each other back in the day.
Yeah, they hinted at that earlier.
I
You probably
didn't
missed it 'cause
see
it was
it.
so boring.
Maybe.
Yeah, because she fell asleep for a minute.
I damn
You
sure
fell
did.
asleep?
Yes, I did.
She always falls asleep.
I always do. It's fine. It'd be like 5
Drew
minutes.
put that
in-
thing on you.
And this is one of the weakest
That's
sex
how I
scenes
felt.
I've ever seen.
the
You
one
said what?
what?
So weak.
This is one of the weakest sex scenes I've ever
It
seen.
was
It's
sex.
Marvel.
It
I
is.
thought it was the first sex.
This shit didn't even feel romantic.
This is the first
It didn't
sex
even
scene
feel
they've ever had,
light.
right?
That chemistry did not fit at all.
Oh,
When, they
it's
first, when
horrible.
he came and spoke to her in a different
Icarus and,
language, said,
Cersei.
I am beautiful.
On the beach
Yeah.
in the rocks.
In the beginning of the movie, when they first fell in love before they got married and all that, like when Ajax said you love her, go tell her. Remember?
Yeah.
Then he went and told her.
Yeah.
He said he was trying to talk to her. He said, I am beautiful. When he's trying to say you're beautiful.
Yeah, that
They
was lame.
kissed. Once they kissed, they went to
They
having
bumped
sex
uglies on the beach.
What
Yeah.
more did you want them to do in the Marvel movie?
Yeah,
Did not-
I don't.
No. I'm just saying. It did. That's
It
what I
did
mean.
not.
I didn't
There
feel
was no
authentic. They had
chemistry.
no chemistry. It was absolutely flat.
They
When they kissed,
Got it.
I was like,
They invented sex on the beach. What do you mean? They were the first
Hey.
motherfuckers to do that. The only thing I was
I remember that song too. I don't know if you remember it. Am I the only one? There's a song called "Sex on the Beach."
I'm sure it
Never
is.
mind.
I'm just saying, like
That's me.
the only thing I was concerned with
Okay.
is that
I'll play it after the show.
the only thing I was concerned was that Santa's gonna be everywhere. That's all. I was like, damn, they fucking on the beach with no towels and some more
He
shit.
should
I'm
have
like,
used them glass.
He just burned it off with his little
Or made glass.
What is what, Mike?
little eyes. Well, she just changed it.
Yeah,
she didn't change it.
oh yeah.
She could have changed it. Yeah, she
Yeah.
should use her powers the right way.
But did he have to kill himself? Rob, was you upset with that? That he literally ran into the sun?
We did.
That's what Icarus
We
does.
I wouldn't have.
That was
That
the
was
wackest
kinda lame.
shit.
I mean,
That was lame.
that was
Yes.
super lame.
To play on the Icarus thing, yeah.
They played on a lot of things.
They did.
They did
They
a lot of
did.
lame things here. I
They
mean,
shouldn't-
It,
I
it was
like-
right on par.
I mean, I didn't understand why he killed himself.
He's probably
You say you don't
he's not
understand?
dead.
Nah, I mean, I get the idea of what they were trying to push. I was like, but that's kind of stupid.
Because they forgave Sprite, they were gonna forgive your ass.
That was the shit that pissed me off too. She just stabbed your ass in the back, and 10 minutes later, you giving her a hug.
Hater.
Not even that. You giving her the greatest gift she ever got. She want to be
Hater
human.
bitch.
That shit made no damn sense, man. This little punk ass.
She been plotting on that bitch from the gate. Like she was telling her boyfriend, "Oh, her real nigga is a wizard and he can fly," and like trying to scare
She
him the
did do
fuck
that.
off. I'm like, this
She
bitch is
was.
a hater from the gate.
But that's how you know Cersei got that fire, boy. Because it didn't even matter. They came back.
It didn't even matter.
He was hopping over gates and some bullshit to get back to that.
No, he tried to get on the game. He was like, nah, I'm gonna just take the stairs. But I don't know. But y'all actually think he dead though?
Who? Icarus?
They didn't show it, so yeah, I don't know.
I hope so. 'Cause
They
I don't
didn't
wanna
show
see him
it.
anymore. I don't want to see none of these motherfuckers anymore, really. But I really don't want to see him because I want to see Harry
Styles.
Scarface.
We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that, bro. That
This movie. His character had the problem that I don't like about Captain Marvel. It's just like you're too fucking powerful, so it's boring.
So the thing with him is that they kept talking about him like he was supposed to be super powerful, but I didn't really kind of get it.
I didn't
until
either,
the end.
yeah.
Like,
Really?
No, I didn't
Yeah.
get that.
I got it because every time he showed up, it was just like, all right, these motherfuckers.
but
are
he just
strong.
lasering motherfuckers with
Nobody
his
else
eyes,
could do
bro.
that shit.
Like
Nobody
Cyclops.
else can punch a motherfucker with his damn glowing fist either.
Yeah,
We don't need him. I mean, we have Cyclops.
Yeah.
we have.
Yeah.
plus he almost got his head ripped off by
Yeah,
that.
Cyclops.
one
Cyclops can't fly and he doesn't have super strength.
I know, but he.
I didn't even know Icarus had super
I
strength
mean,
like
we don't need two of those.
I think
guys.
flight.
Nah, he's nothing at all like Cyclops. He's
Nothing
complete-
at all. Like
nothing at all like Cyclops. Cyclops, like I said, can't fly, and he doesn't have super strength. All he can do is shoot people through his eyes.
so. That's
But
like.
that's not
There's a-
Icarus.
there-
Icarus has more than that.
The comic
But I'm
book
saying it's
trope
like
is-
though.
The comic book
That
trope
is
is what?
that's a major thing about Cyclops.
Oh, Cyclops has. That's what I'm saying. That's why he's not
Yeah,
like
I get
Icarus.
it. I'm just saying, but
They both can shoot.
they both
shit
shoot
out their eyes.
shit out their eyes, Mike.
So we don't need. So we don't need.
We don't need two of those.
We didn't need Gilgamesh then, because all he is strong. We already have what's his name, Colossus. We already have the Hulk,
And the Hulk.
Well, Colossus turns to steel too.
but he can punch things.
He's
So
he's
dead.
he's
though.
Gilgamesh like.
That's why they killed him off. That's why they
But
killed
they
him off.
probably
We don't
go
need him.
with
That's my
that.
point.
I think like a comic book trope is if you have flight, you're top like elite. You're an elite.
Oh, it
So,
is.
like that. I mean, if you get flight, you're a top comic book character, basically.
He was basically a whack ass Superman. I mean, it was
Yeah.
very, very, very obvious. He was a fucking dollar
They said
general
it.
Superman.
They said in the movie, when little boy said
He was.
he's
Mhm.
Superman. Who said that?
Look,
Yeah.
Little kid said it.
He's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, he's out of
Paperboy son.
Oh yeah, he's like, I saw you on TV. You're
Yeah, that's Superman. He's like, I don't wear cape.
It's like, shut up, you little bastard.
Yeah.
Did y'all
No.
what did y'all think about Cersei and Dan's relationship as far as like towards the end?
Dane.
Oh, Jon Snow. Did y'all notice that? Does this nigga
Yes.
always gotta have a sword wherever anytime he's acting?
Yes.
Because I was like, bruh,
What
nigga,
else is he acting with a sword?
shit.
The
That's the
only
only.
other thing he's been in was
Just
just
Game of Thrones.
Oh,
I'm just saying,
I
like
thought it was something else.
he can't break out of that Jon Snow shit.
He
You know.
may as well just run with it.
I'm not
If
mad
y'all
at
making
it.
excuses for Idris Elba playing the same fucking character. then
Exactly.
Go ahead and let Jon Snow be a knight. And everything.
First of all, Idris is way
If we want to have a
versatile.
deep conversation, Denzel too.
This ain't about. This ain't a conversation about that. I'm talking about. I'm just asking y'all. Did y'all like? Did y'all like his basically his presence in this movie?
What presents?
Jon Snow?
I didn't until the end when I realized who he was.
Who was he?
You
The
know
Black
who
Knight?
he is?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know who he is.
yeah. Especially when I saw it. It took a minute, And then when he was like, yeah, well, my family got this whole secret thing going. And I started going through my head. I'm like, Dane Whitman. I was like, oh.
I thought he was gonna say like they used to be KKKs or some shit. Like,
Really?
I'm just trying to keep it a being with you first. Well, you know what kind of family you're getting into.
He wasn't. He was in the first 5 minutes. He was on FaceTime, and then he was at the end. Yep. Why do I care about it?
He called.
Yeah, she called him
called
while
while
she's in
he
the
was in
rainforest.
While she's in the middle of the Amazon,
Yeah.
he called.
But they had the film camera guy with them the whole movie. Did y'all like his presence in the movie?
No,
Kind of.
I didn't.
Kind of. I liked
was
him.
the
and
forced
I didn't
humor.
want him to die. He was probably the only person in this whole fucking movie that was like, please don't kill him.
Who again?
The camera guy.
Yeah,
I
The
don't
chauffeur.
I felt that when he left. Any other time I didn't care. I was like, he was forced humor. When he was
was.
leaving, and he was like, "I'm human, so I'm kind of biased," and he was like, "I really
Yeah.
did enjoy it. I'm gonna miss y'all."
I like that
I
part.
felt that, but all the rest of the times it just seemed like he was like that forced humor into it a little bit.
Yeah, but he didn't really bother me like that. Well, like when they were in the village and they kept breaking his cameras, and then old girl was like, how many fucking cameras did you bring? I felt that more than any of these other things that these people are doing. I felt more for him than anybody in this film.
I could see people doing that though.
Doing what?
I know my generation, like you break one camera, or I'm pretty sure I can find another way to record.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like the little time he had on screen, he sold more than anybody else. These other people were so dry. They were so unbelievably dry. Like when I looked at them, it's like I didn't get a feeling of each one of these guys has a different personality. I just got that all y'all motherfuckers are boring.
Damn.
They're gods.
Yeah, and that's why it's hard. Like you were saying earlier, it's hard to
It's
really
just
make
hard
a
to
connection.
it's hard to make a connect. They're gods. Like
But they're gods that can die. So that was the other like kind of weird part. They're gods, but they can die. But they're also some sort of android. So they've all. Oh, that's what we were talking about earlier. Like when you're making these androids that are built. And I know they're not really androids. I'm sure these nerds are like, you're not androids, guys.
I was about to say it.
I
but
know
go
you
ahead.
were. Whatever the fuck they are, they were created. It was just like, well, you're making these things in order for them to protect the earth. And that's fine. But do they have to be so unbelievably boring? Because it's like, why are we supposed to care? Because if you're gonna make them
I would
boring,
think so.
fine, then don't give them their own movie like this. Don't try to get us to be like, oh man, I'm really invested in this love story between this dry ass motherfucker and this dry ass motherfucker.
Well, as Rob pointed out before, you have to have the little love thing in there.
Yeah, but you can make like, I know they're not androids, but you can make androids have personality. C-3PO has a personality. I get more personality from fucking R2-D2 going do. I get more out of that than I got from Cersei. Cersei had zero personality.
I might give you Cersei. I might give you damn fucking Icarus because he was dry throughout the whole movie.
Icarus was, but I feel like because of who he was, he had to be.
Yeah, I think that was part
He
of
should have had
their
the most
personality, though.
Icarus should have had the most personality because he should have
Really?
shown. Yes, because he should have shown more of this conflict of I love Cersei, but I have to lie to her because I have to stay loyal to these Celestials. I didn't really get any of that. Even at the end, when he was like half-ass, sort of crying and sort of sad, it didn't hit.
Yeah, when he came back and she finally stopped the Celestial, and he came back and he didn't do anything.
Right.
I was like, he should kill her.
Some
'Cause I
DC
don't feel like he's loved.
DC in the comment section made a good point. He said they are synthetic beings. They are made by gods. They're not gods. And that's what when y'all kept saying they're gods, I never got the sense of that they were just these gods like that. They were created by gods, but they were like synthetic beings.
But aren't they supposed to be immortals?
Yeah, they're immortal.
Supposed to be, but
Okay, well,
but they aren't.
what do you mean they aren't?
I mean, they start dying.
Right, that's why it makes
They
no
get
sense.
killed. They don't die. They just get killed.
But that's comics.
They don't
period.
die,
I
they
mean,
just
com-
get killed. Man, what the fuck? Get him! Get him like you got
No. I'm just,
killed! Like you got
no, I'm saying like they don't grow old and shit. They just got killed. It wasn't like they naturally pass on. They
You can
just
kill a robot.
a robot don't die.
All right, we yeah, it's splitting hairs.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that shit just that was no split head. I'm just done. Nah. Y'all been getting me all day. You gonna let me slide with that shit? That ain't fair. That ain't fair at all.
Why you gotta bring me down too, Mike? Hey,
You gotta share this, Nick.
you know what I meant. Oh damn!
Oh man.
These post-credit scenes. These are probably the most trash post-credit scenes I've seen for MCU films in a long time. The most
Is
trash.
it because you just don't understand it?
Ooh.
Nah. He only
And his finger gun.
he only saying that because you called. You made him put his attention on me, Mike. Nah. No, because I didn't care about like it did, because it usually the post credit scenes connect to the rest of the universe or somehow some way do.
That's right.
This didn't really do that for me.
No,
I was
right.
expecting it to after all the shit we spent on with like Galaxy Marvel. I was
This
like,
is a new
okay,
phase. Like
You know who they are, though, right?
He don't.
Who?
He doesn't.
You know who they are, though,
the
right?
Eternals.
No, at the no. This is important.
I don't know who the Jon Snow nigga really supposed to be. I heard of his name once, but I don't know who he really
But
plays.
you were right when you asked earlier. But what about Harry Styles?
I don't know who he is. I found out
So-
in his introduction, but I was just like, I don't give
So,
a
yeah,
fuck
Rod's
about
right.
this nigga.
Rod's right.
But and that's not me just taking a shot at him.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
I've talked to friends and they were like, I don't understand what these post credits was about.
I didn't know who the
And that's
fuck they
because
was.
they're just deep cuts. Like nobody is like.
Yeah.
Like that's
Average
Thanos'
fan.
brother, Harry Styles.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How excited were you?
Starfield.
I was not. I know there was some white women in the back that cheered a little bit,
I
but
didn't know it was Harry
Because
Styles.
it's Harry Styles. Yeah. I mean, it fits because Thanos' brother is basically a womanizer. So having somebody that women gonna
They
love.
should have got Drake or like.
hey, if I would have, if they would have had Drake, I'm like, all right, I would have came out and said like MCU is
I would have been with you. I would have been like, Nicholas was right.
playing way too sexy on his intro.
He came out doing the Tootsie Slide.
Hey, hold on, I might see the next one of me doing that.
I'll see the Eternals there, boy. The new Eternals. I was all over it, boy.
But yeah, and I think that in credit, there were some other people that were like, yeah, I don't get it because they don't really know who they are.
Right.
And I think that is going to be a bit of a problem for Marvel because, like in the past when you had all these movies, you knew who these characters were. Now you're just like, okay, yeah, who is that? What is this sword? Who is this mother with the hair? So, but for me, I was like, oh shit, if in my head I can kind of start seeing where they're gonna go with this and what they're gonna try to do, and I think if they can pull this shit off, man, it could be really fucking dope. But I knew who they were.
Good thing we drinking because that's a big if.
Is that what we need right? See, that was my thing too when this movie was over. I was just like, why did we need this right now? Like we just got off of the last phase or whatever. We got Spider-Man coming up. You've been talking about this whole multiverse thing, and then you're dropping this Eternals story just randomly in the middle of it. And it, for me, when it ended, it didn't really give me a feeling of even really being connected to anything. It was, and that's okay to do that.
But the
That's okay to
story
do
wasn't
that.
good enough to stand alone without it being connected to me.
Exactly. Like it wasn't a good enough story for it to be a standalone movie and me be like, oh well shit, that was a cool little diversion from what Wanda's gonna be doing with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and all this. That was a cool little it wasn't. It made me feel like, damn, you wasted all of this money telling this whack ass story when you could have been get the other shit started that we really want to see.
See, I don't feel like that. I feel like that's why I keep saying that y'all. I think y'all too early. Y'all jumping the gun on that. I feel like because you don't know if this will make sense with these other movies. You don't know.
Will.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm more excited about. I like the fact that I just don't know how this is going to connect versus how the first phase. I kind of knew, you know what I'm saying, how this could kind of connect. But now I'm just like I'm totally fucking not totally in the dark because we still got the Doctor Strangers of the world, we still got the Spider-Mans, but this particular story, it reminded me of Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't really know much about them, and so when that movie came, I was like, what is this for? But then we found out later that Guardians of the Galaxy was very important to the overall story.
No, I get that. I get that. I'm not saying it's not going to connect. What I'm saying is when this ended, I was just like, it doesn't feel like it connects, and it's not even making me excited to see how it connects because these people are so boring. And this story is so boring. I don't even really want it to connect.
Or you want to go now?
No, he said what I was going to say.
Even if it doesn't connect or it comes back up again, when you think about other MCU films, you can just watch that one film and say this is a good movie.
Right.
I didn't even look at this and was like, okay, it didn't connect to much. It's gonna be a good movie. Now, I do think it is gonna connect to a lot because there's a lot of different things they can still use the Celestials for. We still got Galactus coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a bunch of different ways. Like, knowing comics, you can always connect shit. Like, that's just it is. So who knows what they have planned come down the road? We don't even have X-Men yet. We don't have mutants at all. And who knows? A Gene could have something with the Celestials or something. We don't know. But at the same time, this movie just doesn't do the fulfillment that any other movie. I can watch Endgame and not watch any other movie and still feel Endgame is a great movie.
I really feel like that. I feel like if I hadn't seen the previous films, I could still watch Endgame and Infinity War and be like, damn, yo, I don't know who this motherfucker with the shield is, but I give a fuck. I don't know who this dude is in the fucking iron suit, but I give a fuck. This, they didn't.
What are you comparing it to? Endgame and Infinity War?
Yeah, that's what they said.
No, that's not.
That's what I'm asking.
You phased out again. So no.
That's what I'm asking.
I know.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I feel like if I hadn't seen the prior movies for Infinity and Endgame, I could walk into those and still be like, I care about these characters because of the way it was written. With this, I don't feel like that.
Is that fair though?
Yes, it is because
How is it
it feels like a filler movie.
It does.
Like, I don't know where this is gonna go. I'm not one who necessarily is as invested in how everything connects, but I feel like there's so many loose ends from this movie that it has to connect to whatever's coming next, and it's just to fill in the blank to get you to where they're trying to go. So it feels like a filler.
I don't know if you can watch those movies and
Yeah.
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
I don't
you
think
could.
so.
I think.
I think the other difference is too because those movies are not to say fast paced, but the pacing is different, and like the action is still meaningful. Like you could feel the intensity of these actors in the scenes when you're watching it. You don't need as much backstory because of the intensity of it. This movie is slow paced,
And you know what? Even past that, Jayla, even the dialogue that the characters had in Infinity War and Endgame is like, I'm already picking up what your personality is and how your personality clashes with this person. Oh, this Hulk guy, I'm already picking up what this dude is saying. With this, it's like
everyone's stoic. Everyone's
so
just
dry.
it's just one person. Like even when they made jokes, it just felt flat because like I don't think you even mean that.
Right.
I think that's probably the director more than anything else.
Well, it
but-
was intentional
fine,
because
because
they're
that's
synthetic beings.
But that's the problem with the movie.
It's still a movie.
It's still a movie.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think it's hard to say that because y'all already
it is.
had
It is.
a history with
Yeah,
it.
because
so.
do you like? So you think you would have felt something for Quill, even not having no type of not
I
knowing?
didn't give two shits. I still don't give two shits about Quill. I ain't talking about Quill. You picked the worst motherfucker in the whole movie to be like. I cared about Rocket Raccoon. I cared about Groot.
Yep.
But I didn't give a fuck about Quill. I hate Quill.
Hmm.
But yeah, I feel like, and I know I always go to Star Wars. I know, guys. I always go to Star Wars, but we were dropped into the middle of a story. I cared about Luke. I cared about Obi-Wan. I cared about C-3PO. Didn't know what the fuck was going on with them, but I cared about these characters because of the way they were written. These guys, they did not do enough to establish some sort of individual personality for all of them for me to give two fucks if they show up again. They should all just die. All of them.
I got a personality from them.
I did too.
Yeah,
but,
boring one.
You know.
Yeah, it all depends
If
if
they
you
keep
like it
that
or not.
Myers-Briggs thing,
But my thing is, even if it's boring, it's still it's boring for this. But I feel like later it won't be.
And typically,
Like I feel like later in their elements, right? Like I feel like when it comes together, it won't be as boring.
that's you being extremely positive, and that's cool. I wish I could do that too. But I know we're on the opposite ends of the spectrum. I'm more cynical. So if you're boring now, I don't see you getting interesting later.
So you it wasn't a character that you found was boring before, and then like, oh man, they're actually pretty cool in the first phase.
Wasn't that Thor?
I still don't really care for Thor like that, but I never disliked Thor. He just wasn't one of my favorites. Ant-Man, I never really cared for Ant-Man.
But
like
you liked
that.
him later, right?
But what I'm saying, I didn't care about him like in the comics and all that. When they finally made a movie for him, I was like, oh, he's actually pretty cool. But now if he was whack as shit in the movie, I wouldn't have cared about him later. None of these characters, I don't want to see any of them show up in any other movie. I don't care to see.
I wouldn't mind
I
seeing.
don't even think it's fair to compare because most of those characters have had full movies to develop.
Exactly, that's the point.
So like when you're saying Ant-Man, you have a whole story of him continually fucking up. He's still trying to do right by his daughter.
Yep.
But he just can't get out of his way somehow.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Even Guardians of the Galaxy, you only have 5 characters you're really focused on.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And you can give enough time within 2 hours and a little bit more to develop 5 characters.
But look,
Well,
someone,
let's go with like somebody like I don't know.
Hawkeye.
Okay, go
Hawkeye.
ahead. Go
Someone
ahead.
just said, I don't know if that was who you were gonna pick.
It's not, but go
Okay,
ahead. That's
well,
a good one.
Keep yours.
That's a good one.
So somebody in the comments just said something about Hawkeye. I can't see that far because
Yeah.
Mhm.
my glasses are here, but I can't. Somebody said Hawkeye.
Mhm.
Hawkeye never got his own movie, right? But
Okay.
he was just kind of like not really a cameo, but he was like a side character
Mhm.
in the other films. But we totally 100% got his personality. We got what he was about. And it was pretty quick. And now y'all can't say it's because I read the comics. I didn't read the comics. I never read shit about fucking Hawkeye.
There's not much to read anymore.
Right. Because he was never that
They're,
interesting to
they're
me.
not good.
I would imagine. But put him in a movie. I know people think he's boring and all, and that's fine. But I still got a personality. I got something out of him. I got what his motivations are. I got what his triggers are. I got that.
Well, I can go like super deep. Like
Okay.
so I can even go as far as to say Captain America. I didn't really care about Captain America's movie, but when I saw him in in the other like the Avengers and all that shit,
Mhm.
I thought he was dope as fuck.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't need that movie to be that big like that because I ended up liking him later.
That's my point.
But that's what I
So-
asked you though.
No. But listen. So you're saying that you, in the movie you didn't need the backstory, but in that movie you were just like, damn, he's dope as fuck.
In what movie? His movie?
You're saying in Infinity War.
Oh, Infinity War.
Right.
Yeah.
You're saying, damn, he's dope
or
as fuck.
Avengers. Any of the
Or
Avengers.
Avengers, right.
Yeah.
You're saying, damn, he's dope as fuck.
Mhm.
That doesn't apply to any of these people. If you're jumping into this, none of these characters for me made me walk away being like, damn, that dude was dope as fuck.
Well, that's what I'm
None
saying.
of them.
But that's my point. We're talking about Eternals right now, right?
Okay.
And we're saying that you don't care about them right now. What I'm saying is that I felt the same way about a Captain America, the same way you feel about these characters. But later on, I liked Captain America, even though I didn't really care for. Yeah. That's
I
what
see what you're saying. I disagree, but I see what you're saying. So
Yeah.
I got a personality at least from Captain America. I got individuality from Captain America.
You were able to see Captain America at least struggle to become. You basically saw the evolution of Steve Rogers to Captain America.
Yeah, but
you saw the same person.
Quickly.
You saw the same person, but you were able to. You could feel that development.
Right.
You got a
could
story,
feel
but
it.
was it really that great?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but you could as the
because it
the
wasn't
character-
great, Ron. You're right.
Yeah.
The first Captain America was terrible.
Yeah.
To me, I didn't like it. But you got enough of a story to be like, I get what I need to get out of this guy.
When he was driving into that ocean and he was talking to Peggy, you could feel that
Yes.
because he actually we
Yes.
saw them actually developing a rapport and a relationship throughout the movie. Like
Did you? So you like the Captain America movie, the first one?
it's okay. It's not one of the top ones.
And you
but
thought this was?
this is the more
Okay.
I'm talking about it, but it's brought up to, I don't know. I had to really sit and think about it because I throughout the day it's getting old.
We may have.
I'll get off point. Where's the point?
The point is that he thought Captain America.
The feelings are the same.
The feelings are the same. So
For him.
that's why I say it's early. That's why I say I feel like y'all jumping the gun
But
on
it's
it.
different. It's different reasons on why I didn't like. I don't like Eternals. This like me and Mike may not like the movie, but we don't like it for different reasons. It's like I think the story could have been executed well. I feel like the story, the plot points.
You did
are,
say
are
that.
well,
You did say that.
but the characters just fall so flat that the movie
Yes.
isn't good.
And
With Captain
yeah.
America, the character is great to me. Like you're developing the character. I feel for Cap. Like I get it. It just feels like this movie's kind of stale. Like I'm not. I don't really fuck with this story at all.
Okay.
Maybe it's because it's like a war movie, and I don't really care for those as much to me. But at the same time, I just didn't feel that story as much. But I can still feel the character. A movie can be bad for multiple reasons, but
Okay.
there's
Well,
different reasons on why they're bad. Now I'm saying bad. Damn, I'm to bad now.
yeah.
No, it's bad.
We'll see.
I won't say it's bad.
I
It's
think
just
they
it's
still
just
have time.
I'll say it for you. It's
I
bad.
guess my thing is that they still have time to make these characters badass.
correct. Yeah.
That's all I'm really kind of saying.
And they took out
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing
Yeah,
with
I'm
that.
not
They
either.
have time to make them bad asses.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they're just bad.
Yeah.
Right now, currently, because
the ass ain't there yet.
only Rod out of all of us can talk about the future. We can't do that. For me and I'm stuck in this era. It's just not hitting. And I don't know if I even care to see them come back and be badasses. Because I don't think I'm going to believe it. I don't want to see Sprite be. Well, she can't be.
Nah, she ain't coming
She's human
back.
now. Great.
She got to deal with
Get
school.
the fuck out of here. But I don't care that I want to see any of them.
I
come
do.
Back.
I do want to see the second one. When them motherfuckers floated off, I'm like, oh shit. What
Yeah,
the
I do
fuck's
want to see
going
what
on?
happens
Who do you
next.
want to see come back?
Athena.
I want to see.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I want to see
Speedy,
Paperboy. What he doing? Following
I
up.
don't know that
Fastos.
I don't know if I care to see him. come
Yeah,
back.
man. Finger guns, man.
I definitely don't need to see Finger Gun Man come back.
Do you want to see how the
liked him.
Celestials play into this whole
Not
thing?
at all. They didn't interest me because I like the
not
idea
yet,
of.
though.
I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. But I'm not talking about the future. I'm only talking about now. I'm only talking about now.
This made you care about the Celestials?
No, it made me wonder, like, what the fuck? Like, how do you defeat these motherfuckers? Like, I don't know. It's just like,
Well, I like
'Cause he
him.
pulled up.
yeah, he pulled
He
up.
pulled up. He was like, hey, y'all done killed my baby.
Right.
You know, and
Now I gotta see if y'all really worth it.
That was his homie. That wasn't his baby.
That wasn't his baby.
I figured he was just
It was a homie. I thought the earth was a little egg.
That was a seed. That was a seed.
They come out.
That's
From how I got it, they come out grown. So that was a grown ass. Yeah, that's a grown ass man.
I
Nah,
thought that was
that's
That's
his
grown-ass
seed,
man.
man. That's his baby because that was he planted
Damn.
his seed in earth.
So she turned that nigga to a granite. So she turned that nigga to a granite
So
countertop.
he killed his homie. So he had to pull up on him like, hey, you know, y'all killed this motherfucker.
You know what? I'm with you. I'm with you to a small degree. I am a little bit curious about the Celestials because I want to know what hurts them. Because clearly the big Galvatron looking one, something's hurt him. Because I don't know if you saw his
Yeah,
shoulders.
it's bad.
His shoulders were all fucked up.
Mhm.
So clearly something can beat their asses.
Mm.
It's not any of these whack ass Eternals, but something can beat their
I
asses.
mean,
So I
yeah.
would be. So the only thing that makes me think is there's something bigger and badder than them. I don't give a fuck about them. I want to see what's bad enough to fuck them up.
That's what I'm saying too. Though.
Yeah.
yeah. But somebody says I keep seeing people talk about Blade. What's the
Oh, because
connection?
those Blade's voice at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's
yeah.
Mahershala. I knew I heard that
Yeah.
nigga voice.
Yeah.
Say what?
That was him talking to Dane.
What'd she say?
I don't know.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that made me excited.
I thought that was Nick Fury in the back.
I did too. I didn't know who it was, but I was like, he's definitely black.
That was that's definitely a black
That's all I
man.
got. That could be fucking Nigga Bird for all I know. I definitely don't want.
Nah,
Nigga Bird may as well show up.
nah, he ain't got
He
that.
would be just as cool as the rest of
He
these
ain't got that
motherfuckers.
type of swag to sneak up on you like that.
I only
Stick
heard
out like a
uh,
sun thorn, man.
You just saw his wings in the background.
Yeah, he would. He would be so
I
out of
only
place.
knew it was him because somebody in the theater said it out loud.
Oh,
when it was-
really?
I only knew somebody on Twitter said it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fine because I wanted to know, so that was cool.
And they only knew the director had to come out and say, yes, this
she
was
said it
Blade.
was.
Yeah, that was
Why did
stupid.
he?
Why? Why is that stupid?
For us, like, how the hell would we know who the fuck that was?
That's why she said it.
I know, but
But when
why do it that way? Why keep him off character and just use the voice?
Maybe-
Why create that
To
mystery?
do what we're doing now.
Yeah. To be
But
like,
only-
why is he there?
Yeah, but only for you to come
Alright,
out
who
and
is
have to
that?
reveal it because it didn't work.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I see what
It
you're saying.
was too mysterious.
I see what you're saying. I still think it's cool. I don't know
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
involvement he would have in this whole story, but I think it's cool. I don't know that I necessarily want to see him and fucking Jon Snow team up, but I don't know much about the Black Knight, so he could be cool as shit.
He
He can't be any worse than the rest of these motherfuckers.
I don't think I've read comics with him, but he wasn't all that good.
I don't want this
I
to
don't
sound
like
like I'm jumping off the MCU bandwagon.
It sounded like it.
Come on, John.
Bruh.
It's not because, like I said, if this is what the 24th, the 23rd, 25th, it's 20 something films.
Mm.
This is if you got one out of 20 plus films that I'm like,
Right. And it's still a good ratio.
yeah, that's a great ratio. I would take that any day.
I'm
Like,
telling you, it's
I
the
was
start.
thinking
It
that
starts from here. I
You
told y'all.
like this, so what are you talking
I said it
about?
was decent. I didn't say I liked it. I said it wasn't bad. I didn't. That don't mean I really enjoyed it.
Moonwalking like a motherfucker.
No, I didn't say it was. I didn't. All I said was like it's not horrible as you saying it is, but it's not up to the standard. It's like I can see the quality. All I said was the quality is going to dip with
It's a
NC. There's
different
going to be.
standard, y'all.
but I
Yeah, this is you. This is TV One standard.
I think, and I think where I'm at is that after a while you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. And
But it's a comic book movie. What else can you do?
That's what they're showing. That's
But
what they're
that's
trying
what
to
they're
show.
trying-
Yeah.
Shang-Chi worked. It was different.
Nah,
Not really.
It's not different. It's not different, but it's a different type of. You get what I'm like? They were injecting something new into it.
Shang-Chi was still a very formulaic comic book movie. It was just a really well done one.
Lots of action and
Yeah, it
stuff.
had
that
lots
you
of
like
action,
to
but it
see.
had a good ass story.
Yeah.
And we immediately were connected to these people. This one, I will agree with Rob with what he said earlier. I give them props on stepping out of the box and
Mhm.
trying to do something different. I'm glad Rod liked it. I'm glad Ken liked it. I'm glad Nick is whatever on it. I want them to keep stepping out of the box. I just want them to do it better. For me personally, if it still stays like this, fine. I'm not gonna shit on Marvel. I would never say this is a drop in quality for Marvel. I just didn't personally give a fuck about it. Because if other people are like, I'm going off what Ken's saying, I don't know if he's telling the truth or if he misread something, but Ken said that most people are enjoying it. Great. Great. I'm never going to go out and be like, well, you guys are all incorrect. I just thought it was shit.
Do you think it's shit because it doesn't pull at your heartstrings the same way the other characters do?
No one pulled at my heartstrings until Infinity War.
Really?
Really.
Spider-Man?
No, Spider-Man never pulled at my heartstrings. You know what made me happy about Spider-Man? He was one of my favorite characters, and they finally got him right.
Yep.
That's it. He never pulled at my heartstrings.
Yep.
No one pulled at him until Infinity War, because until Infinity War. But when Iron Man died, I didn't realize I gave a fuck about him until he died. That's why I was like, fuck.
Touche.
He's dead? I didn't even realize I liked him like that. That's what was so great about those films.
Even Black Widow. When Black Widow died, I felt something. Or Gamora died. When Gamora died.
Gamora, I didn't give a fuck about.
No, I felt
Black Widow.
I cared about
Black
Gamora.
Widow because it was just like Tony Stark. When Black Widow died, I realized, like, yo, she's actually not the heart, but she's a part of the heart of the team. And when she died, I was like, fuck, I never even thought about how important she is.
It was like took long enough.
She was like, who?
No, I was just playing. I said took long enough.
Well, yeah, it did, but I think that was partly due to the writing not being forceful enough to make us understand that earlier. With this, again, it's the same issue. It's just like, you're a whole bunch of dudes. Am I going to realize this 5-6 years from now that these people were important? Because right now, I just don't see it. And yeah, people can say, oh, it's because they're robots or celestials or synthetic beings, whatever the fuck y'all want to call them. That's fine. But then you can't also expect me to be like, damn, I really give a fuck about this love story between these motherfuckers if part of the explanation of them being dead inside is because they're fucking immortals.
I typically hate love stories in movies anyway.
I like Spidey and Mary. I'm trying to think if there's any other love stories in Marvel that even... Were there any love stories in Marvel?
It has
Fantastic Four.
I mean, like in the movies we see.
Iron Man and Pepper.
You got Peggy. And
It's always there, y'all.
Oh, you mean Iron Man and Pepper?
Yeah.
It's always there, man.
Doctor Strange and his chick
Yep.
at the
It's
hospital.
always there.
They gotta have it.
Gamora and what's his name?
Didn't give a.
yeah,
I like what
I like Gamora. I didn't really care about their love story.
We had T'Challa and Lupita.
Yeah.
and that just dis-fucking-peered.
I mean,
We still don't know where the fuck Lupita went.
I mean,
Is she with the Celestials? She gonna be a big black woman?
That's what it's all about.
Oh no.
Dark mode.
I'm glad y'all like this shit if y'all liked it, but I'm so straight.
I think they have the ability to make it work with the next one. It's just I just feel like it was too much in one movie. It was just like a mishmash, and they just put a bunch of ingredients in the pot. They just ain't let it cook enough.
I feel y'all disconnect. It's 10 characters, it's a lot. Which is probably why they killed off some.
I think
killed off
They had to.
if they did a part one, like if the first part was just about them,
Yes.
and Ajax died at the end of it, and then they find out the twist of the Celestials.
Boom.
Yeah.
That would have made me care more about it.
100%.
But then that problem with that is you run into people who don't care about the Eternals, who don't want to go see a part one, because like that's why they didn't. I'm saying that's why they didn't label Dune as a part one.
Yeah, but they don't have to say it's part one. None of these movies have ever said they were part one. Just make an Eternals movie. Give us time to connect with these characters before you're like, oh, one of them's dying and this one's dying and there's this whole big plan and you have to care. Give us time to like connect with them. So you're right. Like they could have just made the first one. It could have ended with her dying, and you could have more time. Show us their powers. Show us their weaknesses. Show us something.
With as many characters, should have been a Disney Plus show.
No, it could have still been a movie. It just needed to be broken up into more parts than just this one.
I don't know,
And
man.
I don't think Chloe Zhao was the best person for this job.
I think she did.
I think she's a great director at what she does, and I think there's a lot when they say that. Oh, she went and hung out with Denis and saw how he did Dune. I think there's a lot there.
Really?
Because, yeah, it didn't really go into detail what I read, but it definitely said that they're really good friends apparently. So she went and sat with him, and apparently he gave her pointers, but I didn't see any details about the pointers.
I just looked at their spaceship. It reminded me of Arrival, like the ship that they were on.
I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, just because it just reminded me of the design of he did in Arrival.
I think Chloe was just set to fail from the beginning, though.
That's what I'm saying. She wasn't the best director for this. She's an amazing director, just not for this.
I don't think it's too many directors that could probably pull this off, though.
I think there are.
Because there's too many people. Like, she did all this in 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
How much time you think you really need? If 2.5 hours, what director you think could have got?
Give me a
this
Snyder
done in
cut.
2.5 hours?
Oh, you mean this exact story?
Yeah, you couldn't get
You're
this
right.
story. No
You're right.
director could
You're
really
right.
get this done in 2.5
But
hours.
I think
So they were set to
her
fail.
directing style was taking things extremely slow, focusing a lot on dialogue.
Yeah.
But she didn't write the dialogue. She's
Yeah.
just trying to focus on the dialogue. The dialogue to me wasn't good enough for her to actually focus on it. When you watch Nomadland, you might not really think at the time that they're saying anything deep, but when you really stop and think about it, every person there was saying something that was extremely poignant. In this, it just seemed like motherfuckers were just chit-chatting about nothing.
Well, it has an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's good.
From the
Yeah,
audience.
from the audience.
From the
Yeah.
audience.
Good.
No, remember I said the critics don't
Yeah,
like
the
it, but
critics
I told you why they don't like it.
Good for them.
Too much diversity.
All right,
Somebody said Michael Bay. Yeah, Michael Bay would have killed this shit, boy.
Yeah.
let's move on to some questions from the chat. Let's open up to the super chat. So if you guys have a question, please submit it. Yeah, we got about last 20 minutes.
Damn, y'all foul. We should have stopped talking at 10:30.
I thought he said 20 minutes at the beginning.
He did.
20 minutes for super chats. That's what you
He
said?
did.
You don't know no better.
If y'all want, I'll stay after a little bit later if y'all want to talk to me.
Oh.
Damn.
Because we haven't said
it
anything.
yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We should have stopped at 10:30.
Trying to
That's
tell.
okay. Okay, well, let's read some.
Yeah, we can read some of that in the comments until the meantime.
Let's see some of what these broke motherfuckers got to say.
Oh, don't say that. He didn't mean that, guys. He didn't mean that.
Yes, I did. Get a job. I'm playing, man. I love y'all. Some of you. See, Nick don't even want to read y'all shit. Look, he's still
I'm
scrolling.
I'm just looking. I'm trying to see what questions they actually have.
Or you can read some comments.
Yeah, you could just read a couple. You know what, Nick?
I mean, we can get out of here too.
I'll say, all right, Mr. G Nugget. Mr. G Nugget called me out. He said Nick said the MCU is over, and now it's the quality is going to drop. I've always said that they're going to take a dip.
Nick's been consistent.
I said they're going to take. I didn't say they were going to be gone forever. I just said the shit is, that for 10 years they were at number one, and they're going to come down from that.
So who's number one? Who's going to take over number one?
I got a dark horse, but I'm gonna wait until.
No, I want to hear this. You got.
I think DC's on the rise.
Oh,
That's me.
Nick, no. I will agree. I will agree with you to a small degree that Marvel may. The fuck? Oh,
It was just lint.
Yeah.
man, I thought it was Icarus. Shit. I think Marvel is gonna take a small dip. And I think this may be a sign that we may be moving away from comic book movies being the number one thing in theaters, which I'm fine with. I enjoy comic book films, but at some point it has to run out.
The fatigue is gonna come in.
Yeah, because I mean, comic book movies have been running shit for 15 years
since
now?
08.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I get you with that. So no, you've been consistent. You never said Marvel's going to be done completely.
I think
people-
Strange is going to perform. Spider-Man is going to perform. They're
How,
still going
how
to be
well
the
is,
biggest
is
shit.
Mandalorian going to do? Can you tell me?
Mandalorian.
Is it going to be good?
He's being funny.
Yeah?
No, I know you say he's being
He's
funny.
being-
like I
He was
haven't-
thinking
like I-
about it, though.
What
But
happened?
no, but I think they're still going to be king in the theaters.
So you said Doctor Strange. What was the other one? Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, yeah, they still
I
gonna
think-
be king.
I think
Shit,
those
this one, this probably is bigger than.
It's the fourth highest opening of the year.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, but it's
In a pandemic, we just
It
getting out of the pandemic.
I'm just,
That's
yeah,
not really-
it is though.
Yeah, but that's not a qualification for saying that they're not dropping in quality.
I mean,
that was Nick's argument. They're dropping in quality.
Well, he said. I thought you said that, or somebody said that that this is a sign that comic book movies fatigue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I think that they've run out of ways to make these stories compelling. Like I feel like if this was one of the out the gate movies, they would have done a better job. But at this point, Marvel's become so formulaic that when they break out of that formula, people are like, no, sir, this is not what we came here for. We came here for minimal story, a whole bunch of action, and a cool CGI ending. We got the cool CGI ending, but the story was just like.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
That's why the TV shows are even harder.
I know. I'm worried now.
Are you worried about X-Men?
I'm worried about X-Men now.
That's why the
really?
TV shows are harder to execute.
I ain't worried at all.
Harder to execute in the movies?
I'm
Yeah.
not worried at all.
The TV shows are harder to execute.
Eternals was hard. X-Men is easy. For what they do, it should be easy for them to pull it off. It will be easy.
But how is it going to be different from what we got with Fox? That's the thing that they're thinking about, probably.
Right.
It's a completely different team.
No,
Creative team.
I get you, but I'm just a little bit worried that they're gonna pick the wrong director again. And I hate to keep saying this because I really do like Chloe Zhao. I don't think she's a bad director. I don't think she's a great Marvel director. And I'm now wondering if they're gonna be like, okay, well, we broke the seal or whatever with Eternals. Let's try it again with X-Men. Let's try to make something different. When we don't really need anything different with X-Men. Just give us a bunch of action and give it because like. We don't need well, actually, we might need an extensive backstory for some of these guys.
Because we always were wondering how they're going to get it introduced. So they have to find some creative.
They have to land that.
Yeah.
I think. Never mind, because then I might be a spoiler for Rod.
We got a question for
We
Ken.
might get some information next week from Disney Plus. They're
on the
announcing
12th
Marvel
or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that is coming up. Mr. Mosby asked, Ken, could you elaborate on your point that critics hated this film because of diversity?
It's not a lot of white people. I mean, it's it's not like the whole Eternals is not full of white people.
But critics love Black Panther.
Back that up, though. Like, what do you have that have the critics said something that's making you think that?
They'll never say it, Mike.
Well, I get that, but so what is making you think that that's the reason? Versus they simply don't make the movies that's not that good.
Because that's how America works. You got all right. You can look. Everybody can laugh. But trust me. This is how these motherfuckers do it. Out of all of the movies, they picked the one with a very diverse cast of characters.
Then why didn't I like it then?
I'm talking about the critics.
We're basically
at this point,
we're basically critics.
Yeah, but
so you're no.
I'm talking about a whole bunch of white men that are.
How do you? No, that's
see, y'all always say this shit.
But
y'all always say shit.
No, I'm usually the one that says that race is involved.
A whole bunch of white critics that love Black Panther.
They had to.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. No,
they had no choice.
It's like so. This is the opposite. You got a gay black man in it. You got Indians in it. You got Asians in it. You got like it's just a
critics
lot.
should love this.
No,
everything you're saying is saying that critics should have loved this.
No,
this was a groundbreaking move for Marvel. So for you to be like, oh, well, they don't like it. You're okay. It would be different if you're looking at Fox News reporting and reviewing movies, sure. But if these are your average reviewing sites, I don't buy that they're like, oh, there's a gay black man, so therefore this movie sucks.
No, I'm talking about he's just one of like.
Sure,
and it's not
also a Bollywood guy.
He's black. He's gay. Most, we still know the world, has issues with gay people. Y'all heard moaning, and I'm sure that wasn't in just black theaters. It was everywhere. So it's just I just find it odd that this is the one that they decided to pan.
But you can't wrap your head around. It might just be they think the story's bad.
I think it has a lot to do with the diversity.
Because if you're listening to us talking about this film, and I love diversity for the most part if it's done right. And I feel like the diversity in this film was actually done right.
I don't feel like it was
forced. They didn't make a big deal about anyone's race. They introduced the Bollywood thing, but it wasn't tasteless. It was very well done. So
even
the
homosexuality
done right, and they'll still find a way.
But I'm saying
you're
talking about but how do you know they don't simply just have the same opinion that I have, that Nay has, and that Jalen has?
Because
they're automatically you know what this sounds like? This sounds like a Reddit comment. This sounds like
this is a Ken comment.
It's fine, but you sound like Ken on Reddit.
Shit, so I'll type the shit on Reddit.
Okay, so
I'll make it official then.
Okay, so when I post something on Reddit and everyone doesn't want to accept, oh, you just simply don't like it, they'll make every reason in the book other than you simply just don't like it.
Okay.
So if you can show me anything that will back any of this up,
like these sort of things, are really hard to prove.
I know. So then, why are you so definitive about it? That's what I'm saying.
But I would say this.
But why are you so definitive about the critics not liking
America is very slick, at finding ways to do shit, and they're very slick at finding ways to throw rocks and hide their hands.
Yes, 100%.
And this is
And they
to
chose
me
a
is
Marvel
another
movie to make
indication
a
of
point.
how they do it. So you can agree with that, but then you can't understand how this could be
Yes,
one of
because
the
it's
reasons why.
just a Marvel movie. I don't think that a whole bunch of alt-right
bro.
people are coming out of the woodworks and being like,
man.
we're going to make a grand MAGA point. We're going to pan
It's
the
not.
turtle.
It doesn't even have to be a MAGA point. It's not even a MAGA point. It's
white
just America.
supremacist point.
It's not even that. I think it's just like just America at large.
I get where you're coming from, Ken. And I would feel you, but the only reason I'm pushing back is because I know I didn't enjoy it. It'll be different if all of us were up here saying we enjoyed it. And if you came to us and was like, I read this comment,
Right.
and I can feel that this is just full of hate instead of actually enjoying, like, being objective to how the film is.
Right.
Now, if you can honestly pull out a critique and tell me right now, listen to this critique. And because we're minorities. We can feel the isms and things when people speak. But if they're objectively saying this is why I don't, the pacing, the blah,
if they're
blah,
saying
blah,
the same thing
they're
we're
saying the
saying,
same things we're saying, then why would it be?
And what about the ones non-American?
He said,
what
where
about,
are the receipts,
What about
Ken?
non-American critics, Ken? So you're saying that even the UK critics, even critics and whoever, they're all saying there's too much diversity, so fuck this movie. Come on, man.
There was diversity in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and y'all killed it, and they killed it.
But y'all just made y'all just but you proved a point earlier about how, or somebody did, about it being banned in certain places because of the
But we're talking
certain
about
things that's going on.
That is nowhere near the point that Ken's making. So it's banned.
It kinda
it's-
goes
it's
towards it,
not,
though, right?
No, it's not, because it's not American. It's
Yeah,
not
he said
banned in America.
Yeah,
It's
he said
banned
America.
in like Saudi Arabia or something like that because of homophobia.
Yeah, and Russia and China.
So that doesn't lend to Ken's point of it being panned in America because of diversity.
Okay.
How does that even connect?
I'm telling y'all, bro.
I didn't know this was just an American thing.
He's been saying America this whole time.
Okay.
Anybody got a question?
Yeah, I was. Let y'all talk.
They do this to me every time, Nick, and then they come back and I be right, bro. I'm telling you,
ain't
every
never
single
right.
motherfucker. Well, I'm right more than anybody on the damn show.
You a damn
Yes, I am. I don't top my record, Mike, but hey, it's pretty fucking impressive.
We're gonna get to the next question. Excellent Man 24.
He's talking big shit. He wrong all the time. I ain't gonna tell you. You wrong all the time. You wrong way more than I am. Hey, he been telling you enough shit we didn't even know.
Let me see the fucking tally.
Hey, he got a note. He
Let
got
me
like,
see the tally.
he like,
I don't get facts on me.
yo,
Ever.
I don't either.
That's true. That's true. But you before I would. You know what?
Hell no.
You know why you don't get facts on me? All you do is troll.
No, I wouldn't get fast
You're bad
on.
advice, Ken. So you can't get facts
I
on
wouldn't
me.
get fast only. Nah.
You never get facts. You just sit back and chill.
Next question. X Little Man 24 asks, should X-Men be a movie or TV series?
What?
Movie.
Man, they better not make this a TV series. They better make that a movie.
Yeah, it
They
should
have
be a
some
movie.
making up to do.
I would.
I mean, I'll take either one, honestly.
I would too, but still, like I need a.
I'll take
A
a Wolverine
cinematic.
TV series.
Well, someone also mentioned Okoye is getting a Disney Plus series, I believe,
Yeah.
or it may just be the guards.
Nah,
Is it just Okoye?
it's a Wakanda. Like, we don't know what it is. It's just a Wakanda. Ryan Coogler is doing it, so I have trust in it.
John Smith said your record's spotty as hell. I can see that from here.
John Smith. I'm not gonna listen to him. He don't know shit.
He said he don't know shit.
We got a real name, John Smith.
Right.
A fake name.
You know nothing, John Snow.
Winter's coming, John Smith.
Yo, did y'all think that was weird though in this movie? Like his brother was his brother in
And the
fucking
chick's name
game.
was Cersei.
Yeah, did y'all think that was
That's the only
weird?
reason they cast him, because they wanted to Cersei.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't catch that.
I did.
Yeah.
The second
Icarus was his brother and shit. Yeah, that's shit crazy.
They can't escape that Game of Thrones shit.
Yeah.
Veli Superb asks, what are y'all thoughts on whether T'Challa should be recast or not?
Nah, don't recast him.
They can't recast him, and they know that. Marvel's
Yeah.
not that stupid. Well, after this, I don't know.
Damn.
After this, I don't know.
This is so crazy.
Yo, they might recast him.
I mean,
They might kill off Fastos and bring Fastos back as.
they say they
T'Challa.
not. They say they not. They said it last year at the little thing.
They not, but eventually they're gonna have to do something.
Eventually, yeah, but I think over time.
Yeah, cause Shuri's gone, bro.
Oh, you think they gonna take her out the whole MCU?
She is wilding. So I think that Marvel's just not trying to have these problems. They might let her be in whatever this next Black Panther film
Since
is.
she's already signed up for it and
Yeah,
shit.
but she's not. I don't think she's gonna be the next Black Panther.
I think so.
She got injured.
Yeah, they shut down production because she got hurt.
They
Yeah,
did
someone
that.
probably did that shit on purpose.
Yep.
They trying to. What's that dude's name? Alex.
Alex
what's his face?
Baldwin.
Alex Baldwin. They probably trying to do the same shit because they have been really trying to fix her statements and it's not working.
Damn. All right, crazy.
Ex Lil Man 24 asks, who's faster, Ken or Makari?
Makari, yeah. Cause she signed it. You gotta know sign language. Exactly.
Yeah,
She was tight, bro. I liked her. She was really tight. But wouldn't you be? She didn't know what's going on because no one told her.
I got just really bad jokes, so I'm gonna just be quiet.
I had a joke earlier too, but I was like, no, it's bad in taste.
What is wrong with y'all suckers?
You're being respectful.
They're growing. Y'all lame. Just like this movie.
Man, you never call me lame.
Then
I'll
it
say my
fits, I
joke.
guess.
Say the damn joke, bro. You young, man. You have time to repent. You got no super chat?
No.
That's cool.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all we're not promoting it right.
Yeah, I agree. We should have said this shit earlier.
Guadalupe.
Yeah, so you were wrong about that shit.
Guadalupe Arcos asks, who are some of y'all favorite lesser known X-Men characters?
What'd you say?
Who are y'all favorite lesser known
Oh,
X-Men
favorite
characters?
lesson.
Damn.
She was in the movies.
X-Men
They
or
didn't
just
really have her
mutants
in
in
the
general?
movies.
X-Men.
X-Men shit.
I'll say Spike.
Who the
Who's
fuck is
that?
Spike?
He was he was this black dude who had spikes come out of his arm and shit like that, and they could turn on fire and shit at the tip.
I don't know him. I don't know him at all.
I said you was nasty.
He sounds lame as shit.
Oh, you talking about?
Yeah,
I don't know. The only lesser known characters were always whack. Like Longshot was whack. Dazzler was whack.
Shatterstar was kind of cool.
He was the black one.
Nah,
Who's
he was like Lone Shots. He came from the same planet as Lone Shot, but he was part of the X Force.
Yeah, I thought he turned black when he got his little powers.
No, that's
No?
Sunspot.
Oh, that's Sunspot.
Sunspot.
Okay.
Sunspot was cool too.
Kevin Holden asks, "Are y'all reviewing the Hawkeye show?"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
Most definitely.
Yeah, heard it here first.
Is Gold Balls?
Whack ass shit. We definitely review it.
Was Gold Balls an X-Men?
Gold Balls?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Gold Balls?
He a new one.
It's like the X-Men porn parody.
No, he
I am Gold Balls.
He literally
What
shoots
the hell?
gold balls out his
Shut
body.
the fuck up, dude.
All right, next question. Get him to Ajax throat.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
She like, where this come from? Gold ball sitting over there like this. Got him, got Oh shit. Shit. I keep they got gold balls for everybody. Who want one? Oh, y'all looking for these gold balls? Oh, I got these gold balls for cheap. Y'all trying to be connected to the Celestials? I got you.
A lot of y'all asking this in the a lot of y'all asking this in the chat. Yes, we are reviewing The Harder They Fall. That should come out this week. Let's see.
God damn, bro. We really got no super chat.
That's good. It's 11.
No, they mad, bro. They mad.
Man.
Oh God.
All right.
Make sure there's not any real questions and they're actually good questions that we should answer real quick. Well, you ain't got nothing to do.
Nah, that's about it. We gotta do better.
They asked if y'all gonna do the Spider-Verse rewatch.
No.
Spider-Verse rewatchable.
We just don't have time. Man.
You're right. That is true.
Is that the one with Miles Morales?
Yeah,
Mm.
and we are reviewing the Boba Fett series too, so
Duh.
we'll give y'all chance to respond.
Speaking of
to
which, that trailer reaction is supposed to come out. It's done.
It's done. Yeah.
It's too late. They said the super chat wasn't enabled.
That's what I thought. Somebody said that.
So you were wrong about that shit? Your record is bad, bro. Your record is definitely peccable.
Damn. Well, last question. Guadalupe Arcos asked, "What are your favorite Spider-Man comic storyline?"
Ooh, mine is when Kraven the Hunter fucking kills him and buries him, and Spider-Man has to claw his way out.
Oh, Craven's Last Hunt?
Yeah. Or the Mad Dog Ward. Did you ever read those? Where he gets stuck in a fucking like an insane asylum.
I don't remember that one.
I got him, but I'll bring him to you front of him. But yeah.
What was the
those
question? Sorry.
Favorite Spider-Man storyline?
Yeah, I'm probably Craven's Last Hunt. Craven's Last Hunt.
I'm gonna go with the tip. I go with the Gwen Stacy.
Or even when Spider-Man died, right before Superior Spider-Man, when Dr. Octopus becomes Spider-Man. Yeah. That was more recent. That's like the last 10 years.
And Dr. Octopus became Spider-Man?
He literally kills him, takes his mind. He becomes Spider-Man. And it's dope. It sounds bad as fuck. When they said they were going to kill Spider-Man, it sounds bad as hell. But they actually pulled it off.
So I'm assuming he came back at some point.
It's superhero. You know, you got comic books.
They always come back.
After Superman died and came back, everybody can die and come back now.
Did you read Torment? It was like Spider-Man 1 through 5. That was a fucking good ass story. When the lizard was hunting him, that was a fucking good ass story. So I would love if they.
Because I think Todd McFarlane did the artwork for that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got to keep Spider-Man in the MCU. I can't watch no more because Sony ain't gonna do right. So my hope is that whatever they do in this third movie, they keep him in the MCU, or they just figure out a way to make sure he can't come back because. The first couple Spider-Man movies, that's not Spider-Man. They didn't get Spider-Man right. And as much as I love it because it's the first Spider-Man movies, it's still not Spider-Man.
I fuck with Tobey Maguire. I don't care what these niggas saying.
He the OG. I fuck with him because he the OG.
I do too.
All right. Well, that's our review of the
Next time we're doing super chat.
We're gonna have super chats on next time.
Maybe.
We promise y'all that.
Don't let Ken decide.
But we appreciate y'all joining us once again for our live reviews. Next month, of course, we're gonna keep it MCU related. So we're gonna be doing Spider-Man: No Way Home.
If this is bad, bro, I'm done, dog.
No, you ain't.
If this is bad, I'm on your side, Nick.
Yeah, 2022 has been bad. If I'm gonna be honest, if you really think about it, not hasn't been bad, but WandaVision didn't end well.
You mean 21? I thought you were saying. I thought you were predicting 22.
My bad.
Yeah.
You can't do that, bro. Just because
Yeah.
you sit next to Rod, don't mean you can get his. you in a TV. You can't just suck his shit like that, bro.
WandaVision didn't end the best. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I be saying, look,
Loki ended. It landed. What if is?
People like all that shit. I don't know what y'all
I
talking
mean,
about.
we got. I mean, you can say Shang-Chi and Black Widow
Yes.
wins.
If anything, this may have been the one, but come on, the rest of that stuff was fine.
I didn't. Even if I didn't like it, they were well received by fans.
Yeah, and this one is doing okay so far.
Yeah,
They're in a position where the anticipation of the future always works.
I'm just
like
saying,
Rod,
Spider-Man's
like-
bad. We have a problem.
The anticipation of the future helps.
I can't see.
Even
I
if it's
can't.
bad.
I can't see Spider-Man being bad.
But if it is, Marvel's in trouble.
Yeah.
That's a lot to
Marvel will
do.
be in trouble if Spider-Man is bad. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll see. But yes, please let us know how you guys thought about this film. FPS Podcast is our Reddit thread. That's also our handle for IG and Twitter. And please make sure you subscribe to all your friends and family to subscribe to the channel for the next live review, which will be Spider-Man: No Way Home. Catch us next week or on our audio reviews, Mondays and Fridays when they drop. And also make sure you check out our trailer reactions. We already have our trailer reaction for the Boba Fett series and also for the upcoming DC